All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. And Rome loves Dan. I see you somehow got in. Well, I was trying to go in and out of this studio. I said in and out. Anyways, right off the bat, though, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to tell you. Oh, this is my grandson. Uh, yeah, yeah. There, now you got your first time ever on a live stream. In the words of W.C. Fields, all right, kid, go away. You're bothering me. Oh, no, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I love my grandchildren. I kid. I kid. I love my grandkids. Don't cry out loud. Just keep it inside. No, 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 no. We talked about this last time. Anyways, God, I'm already screwed. Mick, hi, how you doing? You technically are the first, even though he squeezed in there somehow. And it said, now that's a title. Yes, that's right. For today's title, the Harlem Globetrotters Brainwashed. It's a crying shame. That's right. And we'll, of course, figure out those elements shortly. Beetle Babe says, oh, don't tell him to leave. Come here for a second. Jen wants to see you again. Come here. He's 6. He's a good kid, mostly. Oh, why don't you show him your dance move while you're at it? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. There, that's enough of that. Go pretend to kill something. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh God, now the 7 people are like, you bastard. Anyways, you shaved. I couldn't take it anymore. It was driving me nuts. And oh, she says you're a cutie. Anyways, look at him go. She says yes. Yeah, no wind up required. Anyways, here's the truth. I was eating a sandwich. Yeah. I'm fat. I eat a lot of food, and it was mayonnaise and mustard, and it just fell on the beard. And I'm like, God! I said I give up. That's what caused me to shave it for a while. It'll come back. They say I look 10 days younger. 10 days. Look. Hello there. Yes. I've like the Super Friends, I've alerted all the Justice League. We all are. Don't feel bad. Yes, dear, but you don't have a beard. You don't have to worry about mustard and a mayonnaise. Well, thanks. Actually, I didn't shave today, but you guys can't tell. Morton, how you doing? I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. I saw your last one. Good stuff. Go sub this guy if you haven't. All the way in Norway. Yes. Yeah, it goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that Psycho's Platters is almost worldwide. I am in 6 out of 7 continents. All right, I need an Eskimo from Antarctica to come and say hey. You look. Hi. Oh boy. What? Yes. Oh no, not the hot dog switchblade. All right, I might as well get the hot dog. You 10 people at the hot dog switchblade. All right, come on, get the hot dog switchblade over with. That's my son, by the way, laughing about all this. Show him the hot dog switchblade. This is what he wants to take to school. It's a switchblade that looks like, I'm teasing. It's a switchblade that looks like a hot dog. Not sponsored by Nathan's. All right, enough of that. You made me lose a viewer. I can care less. True, though, you made me lose it. Anyways, I'm terrible with getting food on me when I eat. I heard you need 3 lobster bibs. Is that true? Okay, I'm just kidding. I kid. Oh, boy. I'm already in trouble. I have only been on 4 minutes and I already started shit. He's literally so freaking cute. Well, thank you. It's from their family genes. How are you doing, Paul? Mentally, not so good, and physically, not so good. I had to sleep 14 hours Thursday going into Friday. That was god-awful. I hated it. Oh, thanks, Paul. New territory for me, going to some guys flat for records. I hope it's not a pickup line, and I hope you brought backup weapons in case. Do you know this guy, Morton? If you don't, you better have your cell ready and at least a hot dog switchblade, okay? Doing a stylish drop in a video to that'll be kick-ass. Let's see. He's adorable. Where? Okay. Where's the instead of where's the beef? Where's the link? Well, Larry, fine. I'll be dropping it in a minute. I know. I'm glad I got everybody here. Just hold on. And by the way, Jeff, I love the song from earlier from you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you a couple things though out there, guys. First of all, we're not sponsored by Mrs. Swirly Squirrel Butter. I wish we were, but the deal is still impending, and also we're not sponsored by Fuckatall, which of course you could get at any pharmacist's. Just get a prescription. I almost said subscription to Fuckatall because I have to take at least several daily to get through my life. Oh, great. My grandson's pretending to kill me with his sword. That's great. That's fantastic. Anyways, but I also wanted to tell you 12 something else too. I was on somebody else's channel the other day. Yes, see, I love the Larry avatar too. And I'm sorry, I don't care what any of you Three Stooges fans say. Larry was the glue of the Three Stooges. I said the glue. Really, a Ted Kaczynski? I guess it was almost Ted Kaczynski proportion. All right, Ricefield, I'll give you a point for that. So help me. Tiny. Anyways, I was watching somebody else's stream yesterday, actually, and a certain gentleman by the name of Brad, there, I'll call out half your name. Brad went off and said, like Captain Spaulding's channel, Psycho Paul's channel is like trailer park trash. Damn it, you betcha it is. I wish this was a trailer park that I lived in because I'd be sitting here going to get as many bottles of Purple Passion and Pabst Blue Ribbon that I could find. All right. Go off and have a pregnant trailer park trash beauty contest. And let's see, get a wrestling ring and hire Bubbles as the Green Bastard. Say there, Ricky Julian, keeping up the Green Bastard will come out. That's a Trailer Park Boy reference, in case you guys don't know that. One of the best things to come out of Canada. That's right. We are officially trailer park trash, and I'm proud of it. TPT forever. I had to put that on a fucking coffee, but what? What? You can't call yourself Chicago lad. Get it right. Rachel's channel is so rude to me. They say I'm stupid. The only Renee, I know what you're talking about. I saw some of that. But the only one that's allowed to call you stupid by saying, hey, stupid, is Alice Cooper, which is a decent album, by the way. That's not really Renee. Well, okay, so it's the fake Renee. It's Renee number 2. It's, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whoop, 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 whoop. A juggalo, is that what you said? I see. Wax is jealous because I have, and that is a good, strong possibility. It really is. Whether you're the real Renee or not, I think, thank God I have a head of hair. So help me God. Please, God, don't ever let me get cancer. I don't want to look like Lex Luthor. Jen, I was just thinking that. Yes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, James, how you doing? So, let's see. Enough of this shenanigans, malarkey, shimshammery, horseplay, unless you're Catherine the Great, and others. We'll plop that in there for some of the regular crew. Me and me motley crew. We all have the looks that kill. And watching this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, is naturally a theater of pain. That's right. Was it Beetle Brad? I don't know. We could play the VC version of Clue. It was Beetle Brad in the consortium with the rubber mat. I said something silly. They need to get over it. Hey, wait a minute. I don't think I want to know. I'll take a pass. I got Meshigas. I've heard of that. I agree, Renee. Ladies and gentlemen, first time I ever had two at once. That don't sound right. But coming up, oh boy. And Jazz, Dums, Mark. Boy, I've got all of them today. I don't care. I don't really give a shit as long as you behave yourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, my first guest. She's something else. I'll tell you that right now. She really, really is. That she can put up with this jackass right here and still keep coming on here. It's a blessing, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a Michael blessing, but it's close enough. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Jen Beetle Babe. That's right.
Hello.
You.
I appreciate the Nez reference.
Yes, thank you. And our next person up. Well, let's see. What can we say that hasn't been said about this guy? He's waiting to see what I'm coming up with here. Oh, God. This is so cruel. This is so cruel. Oh, God. When this gentleman went to go visit Paul McCartney, when he was a kid, oh, God. He's already going, oh, what the hell is he going to say? When he went to go visit Paul McCartney, when he was a little kid, right? You were a little kid, right? Just shake your head, yes, sir. Okay, he said yes. When he went to visit Paul McCartney as a kid, courtesy of the Make-A-Wish Foundation, afterwards, McCartney went and whispered in his ear, "You should have made another wish." Ladies and gentlemen, Richard the Music Man. I'm a bastard. I know it.
Being a Ricky Gervais joke right there, because his joke is always like, I always say to these, make a wish.
Here's my shitty McCartney.
To get better.
Here's my Richard, I wish you would have made another wish.
See, I can take jokes like that as long as they're not mean-spirited.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, my next guest, oh my God, my brother from another mother, but he's rechristened himself. He might be the figurehead of this show right now, this very moment. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Allen, a.k.a. Trailer Trash. That's right. Yes, I am trailer proud. Say it loud. I don't know. I don't give a shit. Yes.
No, see, I can take jokes like that as long as they're not mean-spirited, like saying Paul got paid $50,000.
Should have made another wish.
Like saying Paul got paid $50,000 to meet me. I can take jokes like that. That was funny.
I wonder if he did.
50 grand.
I wonder if he really did get 50 G's.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
It still wasn't enough.
See, I'd be afraid to meet him now because I'm afraid that he's going to have one of those senior days where he's like a complete cock. So I don't want to meet him. I don't.
Oh, God. Yeah.
No.
Hey, once you meet me like something like
Ringo, I'm like, I've heard so
God.
many horror stories at this point. I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure that I do want to meet him because I've heard he seems like he's being a total dick to people.
I got a high five from Ringo.
I don't think he jealous me. I think he hates me.
So you like that, huh, Paul?
Yes. Yes, I do.
He's jealous of me for it. I don't think he likes me. I don't think
Hey, Piccolita. That's right, a.k.a. the trailer.
That's me.
Or today. That's me.
Hey, it is what it is.
Hey, everybody, we're trailer trash.
Trailers for sale or rent.
You know, I love that damn song. And then I started thinking about that, right? You know, now that song was written, what, about 1960, 61. I think, for King of the Road, for trailer for 50 cents. So what the hell would that be in 2024? Probably like $4,000.
1,000. Yeah.
It's got to be a lot.
Yeah. You'd have to be a very rich hobo to be able to afford that one.
Oh,
And it better come with a vibrating bed and some handies while you're at
oh
it.
my God.
Well, I just got to leave.
Even my son can't believe what I'm saying because he's laughing.
You're cracking me up today, Paul. You're always funny. But
Today, I better be fucking cracking you up every day, jackass.
you're always
It's a
funny.
requirement here in this trailer park town.
You're always funny, but you seem even funnier than usual
See,
today.
Brad, this will teach you. Hang on a minute.
I love
See,
all your
Brad,
friends.
that'll teach you because I watch other people's streams, and then I come up with better ideas.
Yeah.
At least we're entertaining.
We
Right.
are
Yeah,
entertaining.
we're
and, you-
entertained.
and somebody commented on our last stream, I think it wasn't it you, Piccolina, that you went off and said that you like the chemistry that we got here because we are so entertaining, and that is so absolutely correct. We are entertaining. We are I think I could safely say we're one of the best shows here on YouTube. Ow! Okay, come here. Make your
Well, I
appearance.
got
Make your
chemistry up
appearance.
here.
Nope. Now
Oh,
you
I
did
got
it.
chemistry up here. I don't have chemistry with anybody. So.
See, you had a grandkid. Now you got the grand fur cat.
Hell yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to see cat butthole, though. That's not happening. Shannon, don't bother to watch if you wanted to see cat butthole. It's not happening. She's in heat again. Again.
Dude,
Why are you in heat?
what
Why?
is going on
Why?
with this cat?
Why?
You should have
Explain.
been Jezebel. My God.
Talk to the microphone. Explain. This will be like McCarthy hearings for pets. Explain.
Your grandson's
Oh,
adorable.
you're going to be quiet now, huh? You're going to be quiet all of a sudden because I
Of
got the mic
course.
on you now, huh?
Your
Oh,
grandson-
Now
that's
you
the
want her
only
to
sound
talk
I'm
to
doing.
us. He's like, nope, can't possibly. Can't possibly.
All right.
Your
Keep
grandson's
it up and I'll
adorable.
get rid of you and get Paul McCartney. Ow. I'm teasing. I like Toby.
Yeah, if you
I love Toby.
if you get Paul McCartney on here, you might see me pass out.
So don't get the ASPCA on my ass or even PETA for that matter. Although that would be a good way to get Paul on here. What was that? Just saying Psycho abused a cat? Oh, I've got to fucking put him in his place.
No, actually, no. What would happen with that be? I would cry like a girl if he came on here.
You mean like you already do?
Guilty.
Why does he wear his hat? I don't know. See, I don't wear hats. I cannot stand them. I'm sorry. Not knocking you, Jeff. I just can't deal with hats. They constrict me.
I don't know if you see it.
I
That's
did.
my Hoodoo Guru's hat.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hey,
Nice.
I've never seen a Hooters Guru's hat.
Got it from
Very
the
nice.
last year, and they were fantastic.
I wish they'd come out around here. I'll tell you that. I would go see them.
They're
I
coming
definitely
to-
misheard what he said till he zoomed in on the hat. I thought he said Hooters Gurus. And I was like, wait,
Oh,
what?
there's probably a hat for Hooters Gurus too. Yes.
See,
For that.
Jensen, I
Do they
think
even
what-
have Hooters anymore? They don't have them around here.
They still
they killed them
exist,
all.
but now they've like expanded like who all they'll hire to the point where it's like, well, what's the point now?
Jen, I heard you were one for about a year or two just to get through college. Is that true?
I didn't go to college, so no.
Oh, then you. Oh.
I would have watched that.
That was just a rumor, people. Don't look up for it on Google. You're not finding
I
anything.
apologize.
Trust me, I'd never shut up about it if I ever were.
Why is that not
I've never even been to one. I've never been to one.
You've never been to a Hooters, Richard.
Nope.
We need to fix that.
Have
We
you
need to
ever
corrupt
seen
the
a
store.
Hooter, Richard?
Oh God.
Have you ever seen a boob?
I've seen that.
Yeah, I like Jeff. Say that again. I like the way you said that.
Have you ever seen a boob? Have you? No, I gave Richard enough shit the last time.
Yeah, I guess we should
No,
probably
you're
lay off a
fine. You're
little.
fine. Like I said, I can take it.
As long as he's laughing, he's good.
Cat
No, you'll
approved.
see- no.
Cat approved.
No, you'll see. No, I told people you'll see my attitude change real quick if
Right.
if you got me mad. You'll see me change real quick.
She's ready for the cat skills. Hey,
I'm not ready for you.
Morton says I got a Hoover Guru album this week, my third, influenced by that Aussie king of the shirts.
I love the Hooters.
Renee.
You're not really missing out. I'm going to tell you, it's high-priced wings, and depending on where your Hooters is at, that didn't sound right, but this is true. Depending on where your Hooters is at in the country, I'll throw that out there. The clothing rules are different. Now, one of them, this is Illinois. I never went to the Arkansas one before they closed them, but like Rockford, Illinois, they could have the skinny, almost hot pants, okay? But in Crystal Lake, they had to be a little lower. Any lower, and they would have looked like basketball shorts, for God's sakes, over at Crystal Lake. Jeez. That's why it's Crystal Lake. Van Rackens.
Oh, God.
So you're not missing much, trust me. Now we have something called, and maybe it's a chain, it's called Twin Peaks around here. I have noticed. Oh, Jeff is going. He's shaking his head. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been to one of those either. Huh?
And I've never been to a strip club either.
What's that?
Lingerie Sundays.
I've never been to a strip club either.
John is telling me lingerie Sundays, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a Twin Peak near you, Laura Palmer not included. See what I did there? Okay.
Who killed
So wait a minute. Whoa, hold on a minute. So Richard, you said you've never been even to a strip club, and you're how old, sir?
Not by choice, but no, I've never.
Okay, listen, I got a new scam now, ladies and gentlemen. We may need some help. Gather up your friends, your enemies, your frenemies for this next scheme that we're going to come up with right now. Richard,
why did I say that?
You're dying, Richard. Okay, you've got this incurable disease. We have to make a request through Make-A-Wish again, and you have to. He even silenced himself. I'm like, we have to put in another Make-A-Wish request for you, Richard, and your dying request. God, what was that movie? Okay, help me out. The guy that was really, really crippled and he was dying, and they took him to one of those kind of places. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Bucket list?
Maybe it was. The guy was dying, he was deformed. He was in, and that was what he wanted. So sort of similar case for Richard.
Similar, but Make-A-Wish only goes up till age 18.
Yeah.
Well, okay,
And
you know what? Let me think.
Yeah, and even if I asked for that, I don't think they would.
Let me think. I'm trying to put my thinking cap on, but there's a couple wires loose. I don't know. We'll work on it. That'll be a future homework for me. We'll figure out how Richard can see some real things.
GoFundMe.
And we're not talking coke. Yeah, GoFundMe. Richard, put a GoFundMe. You want to go see some titties?
Why did I say that?
I don't know why you said that. But have you ever seen that? Okay, have you ever seen the SNL skit, "The Worst of Soul Train"?
I don't know. Is it older or newer? I don't watch
a couple of years ago, and you see Jim Carrey.
All I do is talk about Donald Trump, and I'd rather not.
It just when you get time, just on YouTube, put in "Worst of Soul Train." There was two great things that came out of that video. A, rest in peace, Triangle Sally. B, Jim Carrey dressed up to look like a DeBarge, and he's singing. Like, it all sounds like it's going to be a love song. And then he goes off and he goes, "Let me see one titty." That's the punchline. I'm like, that's great. That's going to be Richard's new theme song. Love you, Richard. In a manly way.
I can't say I've seen them before. I just, never mind.
Well, not in person. There's a difference.
Yeah, see? Yeah, magazines don't count.
That sounds like, what you said, Paul, sounds like Zach and Miri make a porno. Zach comes in, he's like, "Show me them titties."
I don't want to see Richard in a porno.
I'm going to fuck you with my record.
Talk about this
That movie is awesome.
Oh, God.
That movie reads like those character AI bots and everything if you try to sext with them. Like, honestly, that is about the way they talk. And I'm like, no!
when the tryouts that
We're
one
getting
little
there,
nerdy-
John. We're getting there.
The one little nerdy guy comes in there and goes, "I'm gonna fuck you in the pus." In the pus? Puss, you idiot.
That's right. That's
Oh my
right.
God.
Gather up the friends and enemies and frenemies, guys. Hey, that's right.
Gosh,
Been to strip bar, I do recall, though.
Oh Lord.
Let's get it on.
See, I
As he's
can't be
like, not
offended.
like that, jackass.
I can't
No,
be offended with what people say because I grew up watching Mel Brooks.
Same.
Oh, I love, yeah,
Also-
I love Mel Brooks. Didn't they just I think Fathom Events just have a special? I wanted to go see Blazing Saddles on the
I
live
wanted
screen.
to.
I've never seen it on the
Oh,
live screen,
Blazing
on the big
Saddles.
screen.
Well,
I got the
what was that?
DVD. I'm looking at it. But
Right.
it's
Same.
I love Blazing Saddles.
History of the World Part 1 is my
Oh my
all-time
God,
favorite.
yes.
Oh my gosh. That's killer.
I love Blazing Saddles.
You can't forget young Frankenstein.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Oh.
Look this way. Thank God for that line, or Aerosmith wouldn't have had a hit. True story. So, yeah, the thing I remember is, what's this? You're laughing at Biggeth, Dicketh? And I'm like, oh my God. Even I'm in the theater going, I'm like, this is
That's Monty
And the big
Python, Mel
doobie.
Brooks.
the big doobie that they light.
yeah. We are now armed with mighty joint.
Whoa, John, hold on a minute. Did he just die? I didn't hear this. I didn't see any music
Whoa,
news
yeah, I
today.
haven't either. Hold
Is that the
on.
last one?
Let's see.
I don't
Poor
know the
Calvin.
people from On Butterfly. I don't know the names of the people from On Butterfly, but I like On Butterfly. So
I still like the Simpsons bit where if you've seen that one where Bart goes and changes the sheet music and he's like, and you just hear Reverend Lovejoy, and now we're going to play next.
From Iron Butterfly.
Yes, from Iron Butterfly in the Garden of Eden. And I love how that old lady is like, and then you hear, hey, Marge, remember when we made out to this soil?
The early Simpsons were great.
Oh, God. Okay, John says he saw it on Blabbermouth. Damn it. I wonder if that's the last surviving member.
It's Homer. My baloney has a second name. It's Homer.
Oh yeah,
You know,
it dropped 3 hours ago.
Damn. What does it say if he's the last original member?
Let
tells me he
know.
is.
We'll find out.
I would think because they still tour, don't they? But there's no original members.
Wait a minute, Ron Bushy, the drummer. I think he's still alive because it was his kid went out or something. I'm like, what's the point of this? And then Mike Panera was going to try to bring Butterfly back with Bushy or something. And then instead something went wrong, and that's why he resurrected Blues Image of all things, and they cut an album. Yeah, 2 years ago they put an album out 2 years ago. Blues Image did, but now Panera is in the hospital, and I'm told he's got good days, bad days. I don't know if he's still fighting for his life or what. Panera.
But it wasn't Ride Captain Ride their only song.
Yep.
And
you know what they're great. They have a greatest hits album though. Blues Image does. You know what it is?
I
didn't do that. I did not do that, Jeff.
I wouldn't know any.
The greatest hits is Ride Captain Ride track 12 times.
I wouldn't know any of the other songs.
He was the last surviving member.
Damn. Right as I got that up on screen. Yep.
Shit.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
I know, gone too long, but this wacky tribute today, it tributed Rod Bushy. I said Bushy. Of course you'd laugh at that, God. Richard. So would I.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Jeff, come back. Come back, Jeff. Come back.
Everybody's dying. This is depressing.
Well, I have said this before, and I will say it again. Within 5 to 10 years, all the ones, pretty much 90% of them will be gone.
Yeah.
And there's not enough new music to replace. Well, it's not to replace, but to add to the legacy of rock and roll. All right.
Yeah.
I know some people wanted records showing. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show the title. as to what this is about.
Okay.
The Harlem Globetrotters. Brainwashed? It's a crying shame. So,
I'm being brainwashed to George Harrison. Brainwashed.
No.
all right. I brought this
I know.
album up before from 1970. I like this album. If you are into soul and R&B, I highly suggest you get this because it's fun. On Kirshner Records, the Globetrotters, the Harlem Globetrotters, you see. Your trick cover, and I know part of it's torn, so you'll have to forgive me, but that's your trick cover. And as you can see from the cartoon, so
Is it actually a good album?
yes, it is. And to top that off, you have a lot of former like how do I explain? Earl Speedo from the Cadillacs, he sings a song. You've got Herb Miller from the Platters. You've got a bunch of doo-wop people, but this is late 60s soul and R&B.
Yep.
So I mean, this is something to. Here's the front, here's the back, and of course the big one here would have been Meadowlark Lemon. Of course, he's gone to Curly's dead too. He just died, I think, in the last year. But I'll show you the record. This, of course, would be on this kind of Kirshner. Okay, really good stuff. Seriously, I mean, I collect albums of bubblegum, but this is not bubblegum. This just happens to be a 70s cartoon that happened to put an album out. Just like Jeff Allen brought up about the Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids one that he brought up not too long back. And that special rap from Mushmouth that goes that meant right straight to my heart.
There's nothing wrong with bubblegum. I love
bubblegum. Best Pop Up. Oh, Best Pop. Yeah, I know. Jethro Tull's stand up. I had a copy of that. Great stuff. Yes, that was a cool cartoon back in the day, and I wish they would. I don't know if anybody plays it anymore. All right, so obviously, Richard
used to play it.
Richard, what was that?
Cartoon Network used to play it when I was a kid.
Did Cartoon Network? Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know that. So yes, Brainwashed. I do still have the shrink on here, but look how I ended up 50% off of this. I bought this last year. Okay, so it came out to 11 and some change. Now I know it's a gatefold, but I haven't opened the gatefold yet. I truthfully think that this was one of George's best albums. I do not understand why.
I've heard Pisces Fish. I like Pisces Fish.
Yes. I don't understand why George didn't want it released while he was alive. I don't understand that. To me that just huh?
I mean, his voice is a little rough, but I mean maybe that's why.
Still though, so you got that, and then this was actually came like this too. So you've got your photo label on this side, the good old classic Dark Horse. I love that logo on that side. So
Hey, Jen, Lady Gaga's tonight.
On what?
HBO.
Damn, I don't have HBO. I'll pirate it.
I don't have it either. I don't have
it. Pirate it, yeah.
I'll pirate it. I'll sell the 7 Cs for it. It's worth it.
Okay, so we got Harlem Globetrotters and Brainwashed. It's a crying shame. This was an interesting cheap comp back in the day. They used to have this in the cutout bins.
Yeah.
Best of the Crying Shames on Backtrack. Now, if you don't know what the Crying Shames are, that's perfectly fine. It was a mid to late 60s Chicagoland band. Their biggest hit was Sugar and Spice. So yes, they were a little bit
I've heard that song.
Bubblegummy itself, but I mean they did actually have little dabs of psychedelic like Greensburg, Glickstein, Charles David Smith, and Jones. True. It's a very long song, but it's psychedelic. They do a good version on Up on the Roof. Okay. Oh, now okay. He has rechristened himself. I'm beginning to think that this is going to be more rechristening than Prince, although he only had Prince and a squiggle. Ladies and gentlemen, not paying the internet bill. Welcome back to Jeff. Oh, and
Now
a
what
hat.
happened-
Wait a minute. I got to show the hat.
What had
It's the
is that
mighty Blackhawks. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
The Blackhawks. But yes, Cryan Shades is what we've got here. This was a CBS special product line that they actually called Backtrack. It would look like this. They had several different bands that they did cheap comps, but the sound quality was fine. It was, you get what you pay for, but it wasn't muddy. It was fine. They're still going though. 2 original members. One of them that I have occasional Facebook contact with, Tom Duty. I said Duty, no relation to Howdy. Tom's a good dude. So, and then of course we've got a guy with a hook who conveniently enough was named Hook. See, I know I probably couldn't see it very well, but there it is.
Wow. He does have
Yes, he was very, very interesting and unusual.
How did you become Facebook friends with Gary Lewis?
There's a friend request. He accepted, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't give him a diamond ring. And I mean, I guess in a way he's just my style.
I love Gary because I saw you were friends with him. I love Gary Lewis and Playboy, so I tried.
That's
to
my favorite song from him. Is "She's Just My Style," and seriously, it's Leon Russell and the work he does behind that song that just that's why it's so good.
Yeah, so I tried to send him a friend request in the message. He never responded. I didn't think he was gonna, but
Mike Lookinland from the Brady Bunch actually liked our version of Time to Change. So I thought that was cool as shit.
See, I'm telling you.
I love the Brady Bunch. I'm gonna nerd. I love them. I'm gonna nerd out. I love the Brady Bunch.
I sent it to him through Messenger, and he came back with awesome. That's great. So somebody from the Brady Bunch actually heard it, so that was great.
Yes, I'm a Brady, but I'm a Brady Bunch nerd. I've seen. I probably can recite it every episode line for line.
Oh boy.
Hey Jen.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard Herman's version of Saturday's Child?
In the box.
No, I didn't realize they did one.
Tablet.
It's on the album.
I think there's some left.
There's a kind of
there's not many,
the
but whatever.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to check that out.
It's
I don't know the song, and I don't think I've heard. I don't think I've heard the song, and I don't know Herman's version of it.
Well, I'm sorry. What was that? Which version?
The Herman's version of Saturday's Child.
I didn't know they did one.
That's what I said.
I've never even heard the song, and I don't think I've ever heard Herman.
What album, Jeff?
Monkey song. So
it's on the album. There's a kind of hush all over the world.
Oh, okay. I may only have 1 or 2 Herman's albums in my collection. I don't have a lot.
I heard it the other night because I was like redesigning my records. I'm like, I haven't even listened to this album. So I did, and I'm like, wow, that version stank. And I like the covers. I really do. But
my God.
They're one of the people.
Peanut Gallery.
What did they do?
What is going on here? Okay, I am not in the mood for this.
What?
I don't understand. I don't understand. All right. In the words of Barney Fife, nip it in the bud. Okay. Take it outside to the parking lot, the VC parking lot. The VC police can't get you in the VC parking lot, okay? Or meet at the flagpole after 3:00, okay? Before you head on the bus. You guys deal with the issues.
We all have that one friend that never says that saying right. They always say nip it in the butt.
That's what I thought it was.
If Shannon was up here, she would have said that.
What's wrong with you people?
I
think
do
like
not
that. Should be smacked.
It's actually what I thought it was originally.
No, it's not.
That was the correct one.
I know
don't
it's not.
know this.
So let's see. What other fun do I possibly? I got two more. This one's monkey related too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yay.
brought this up before. I brought this up before.
Yeah.
I was surprised to find this. Sorry for the glare. Ian Matthews, Valley High, from
Okay.
1973
What is the connection?
on Elektra,
St. Matthew?
produced by Mike Nesmith,
Oh,
and
okay.
guitar by Mike Nesmith, and lap steel by Red Rhodes. Now,
Ooh,
he does do. I don't know. I never can say this right. Propiniquity. Yeah, there's actually an album track here. Is there any other ones? I am not seeing anything else really on odds here. I have not had a chance to listen to this, but I picked this up for like $6
wow.
a few months back. That I knew about this, and I'm like, this would be too funny if this was the album that Mike produced. And sure enough,
There it is.
there it is, and it would look like this. You got your butterfly Electra on that too. I know we had some stuff on the Countryside imprint, but I don't really know if anything really ever came out on the Countryside imprint.
I gotta go right now. Are you gonna be on for a little bit, Paul?
I'll be on for a little bit.
All right, I'll be back.
Okie dokie.
Bye.
Is that before the hit Shake It, Paul? I'm an idiot. What are we speaking of? Are we talking about Ian? Because that cut's not on here.
I'm very confused at what is going on in the peanut gallery.
This is the reason why I told them to go fight out at the in front of the VC high school at the flagpole at 3:00, because I love you people out there, but I don't care about that. That's all I'm saying. Uh-oh. Now Michael's here. Now, Michael, I love your channel. I'm telling you right now, you make some good points on some things. I'm going to tell you. I've been rumbled. That almost sounds like Jets versus Sharks. Okay. Yeah. I don't know when that hit for Matthews came out. All right. And then I have a Kansas. You're a Kansas fan? I'm a Kansas fan.
My mom's
really.
a Kansas fan.
This album, when I refound this again. Somehow I lost it some time back, and I found another copy for $1. Siege of Change from 1980. Kerry Livgren's first solo album. Of course, a couple years later, after Kansas kind of went belly up for a little bit in '83, you get AD, which had him and Warren Ham and Dave Hope from Kansas. But this album is actually a really cool album. And if you guys don't really know about this,
I don't.
So you have, and I'm not going to mention specific songs, but I'll tell you who's on here. Barrymore Barlow, drums, of course, drummer from Jethro Tull. Paul Goddard, if I remember correctly, Atlanta Rhythm Section. Oh man, I need glasses.
I never heard of it.
Myron Lefebvre, who of course he was a Christian guitarist, but did a very cool album in 1973 with Alvin Lee. Get that. You guys will be very surprised. And George Harrison and Ronnie Wood and a few other people show up on that one too. And then you get a really cool song. The next one, Mask of the Great Deceiver. Barrymore's playing drums on this. Paul's playing bass on this. But you have, not only with Kerry Livgren, but you have Ronnie James Dio on vocals. That's right. So you get Sabbath, because he was in Sabbath at the time. So you get Sabbath meets Kansas.
That is a combination I don't think I would have ever expected.
And then, exactly. I couldn't have said that any better myself.
I'm
And
dancing.
then Steve Walsh shows up on the next track. So at least there wasn't Bad Blood yet. That would be in the next year for those two. But but you've got several different Kansas members show up on different tracks. Whiskey Seed, Phil Ehart's on there too.
We're all dusting the wind, dude.
Exactly. Side 2 starts with To Live for the King. Ronnie Dio's back on that too. And then I'm just trying to think if there's anybody else out of the ordinary. But and David Pack from Ambrosia on the last track, Ground Zero.
I love Ambrosia.
Yeah, they don't get enough.
I always get it at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Nah. And Robbie Steinhardt on violin, the best. I'd say, truthfully, one of the best rock violin players. Rest in peace, Robbie. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was my mom's favorite member of Kansas, and almost shared a birthday with him. So
he did a solo album called Moonshot, which I need to find. I did not know until after he was out of the band. He did a second tour with Kansas, a second long tour, and I'm like, something went wrong in the band between him and the rest of them, and I'm like, that's why he was out of the band. And they got oh God, what was his name? David. When I saw Kansas only once, and that was in 96, 97 for the Freaks of Nature tour, which they put on a hell of a show that night for maybe I'd say about 1,000 people. And I wish I remember this guy's name, but he was brand new on the scene. He was like 19, 20 years old, and he's just wailing away on that thing. And I'm like, nice.
I've also only seen Kansas once, but my mom's seen them 19 times. So
damn. See, now that's
they're her very, very, very favorites. So.
I wish I could have seen them in the 70s. That's when I really would have seen them. The breaking point, I'm told, as far as for Steve, was when they were starting the recordings of Vinyl Confessions, which, then of course you get John Elefante coming in. And I'm sorry, I like Play the Game Tonight and Fight Fire with Fire. And when I saw Kansas in 96, 97, Steve sang those songs, believe it or not. So it was like, oh, okay, so now I can hear how this sounds.
When I saw them, they were still doing Fight Fire with Fire.
Yeah, I mean, those were good songs, but it was just, I guess, by the time they got to that, the writing was on the wall, and they didn't want to do it anymore, which, I mean, I get it, I guess, but the 70s stuff is always going to be really good for me anyway. I've got, I was looking at it earlier, Monolith, I've got that too. That's one of those albums that doesn't get enough love either. Although, what is it? In Topeka, if you were to go to Topeka, Kansas, I don't know why I know this, but they've got a museum over there in Topeka, and on a wall is the Gold Record Award for Monolith from Kerry Livgren. That's it. Museum. Yeah. Go figure. People of the South Wind, indeed. So, anybody got stuff they want to show?
I got one.
Good. I like that. Hang on a second. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I might have to take it out. I don't want the glare. Anyway.
That's we were talking about that while you were gone. About Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids.
Yep, it even shows the guy that sings the songs.
See, now look at that. Do they say what his name is by chance?
I'm looking. Michael Gray.
Michael Gray. Wonder if he was related to Dobie by chance. Maybe.
The only Dobie I know is Dobie Gillis.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Morton. You're right. David Ragsdale. That is correct. And he played hella violin that night. Jeez. He was the only one I met after the show was David. He was at least nice and kind, but unfortunately, I did not have that new album, or I would have got him to sign that.
And we do learn from our kids also.
That's true. That is absolutely true. You're right on that.
Gosh, I can't even remember what year this was. Early 2000s, maybe 2007, 8. Maybe around there. But my daughter got me into this album. And I never thought, no, I'm not into all that scene crap, right? But anyway, so this album came out, and I actually liked it. It's so Beatle influenced. It's incredible.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna have to help me. Who is that? I've seen that cover.
Panic at the Disco.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know any Panic at the Disco stuff.
I
That
don't
al-
either, but I've
that-
heard of them.
The album Pretty Odd is fantastic.
I'll have to look into that.
That's when they were actually a band, not just Brendan Urie.
See, I you know, that's we like I said, we all learn something every day when we're doing streams.
Then my kids got into K-pop.
Oh
They love
no.
they love the band called Shiny.
Of course they do.
So I had to hear that. And just like, I dig the beats and stuff, that's great.
Yeah.
But I can't understand it.
Exactly. That's what I'm like, I can't get
There's a language barrier.
right.
But it's all right. I mean, whatever. They like what they like.
Exactly. I mean, I used to roll my eyes when, like I said, when the stepdaughters would be listening to all the '90s stuff, the Instinct and the Backdoor Boys and yeah.
Oh, I love New Kids on the Block. Don't even start.
I was a Backstreet Boys fan, so.
But of course, now they're all back out and about now.
Right.
Still there. They're cranking it out.
Except for the one I want to see. I want to see NSYNC.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake just won't do it.
That's why. Everybody else wants to do it, but Justin. That's what I heard. And I'm just like, because hey, let's face
Does
it.
he not want everyone to see that he's losing his hair? What's going on?
I mean, let's face it. Justin don't need the money. It's the rest.
It happens.
There you go. That's right.
Get over yourself, man. Really.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, let's see, what is it? Robin Zander. He's always wearing hats all the time. It's like, dude, we know you've had a receding hairline since 1990. Okay, get over it and just let the freak flag fly.
Right. I remember meeting Cheap Trick outside of St. Andrews Hall in Detroit. Because that was during their tour where they were doing they would do multiple nights.
Okay.
First night they played their first album, second night they did In Color, and third night they did Heaven Tonight.
Oh, nice.
Right, so we went to the In Color show, and it was fantastic. So we met them outside the joint. They were just standing outside, just signing everything. So I go up to Robin Zander, who's sitting on a lamppost, and I just go. He goes, "What's that about?" I go, man. I go, when I was growing up, you and Kiss were just like God.
See?
I go, unreal.
And,
yeah. He's like, yeah, Jeff, but I'm getting older. I go, we all are.
But see, that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. We got cool reactions from them. Like I said, when Rick went off and he's like, "What are you, high school?" Yeah, 81 to 85, one-on-one, standing on the edge.
That was the first tour I saw them on, was the Standing on the Edge tour, and they were fantastic.
Yeah.
They even did Up the Creek. And I'm like, hey.
No shit. I was going to say, I bet you that was the only tour they did that, too.
Oh, is that great? I love that song. I don't care.
I've got that. Do you know I tripped on that at a resale shop?
I got it on 45.
Year. Strange soundtrack. But yeah, I'm like, when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have this one.
It's a weird video, but I love it.
Do you remember who opened up that tour by chance? Anything?
They were the openers for REO Speedwagon.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Still
REO,
though, right?
REO just had to hit with "I Can't Fight This Feeling."
That's why. Yeah, that would have been like the last tour for them to really be called a hit maker, I guess. And I like REO, don't get me wrong, but as we've discussed before, Wheels Are Turning is pretty much the last decent REO album. Because then after that, I go,
well, everybody's losing their voice now.
Yeah, unless you're into the ballady stuff, then you'll like the rest. But
hey, Jen, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard the Hollies version of "I'll Be True to You"?
Again, I did not know this was a thing.
Theirs is called "Yes, I Will."
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the 3-part harmonies all the way through that are, man.
I could see that working really well, thinking about what that would sound like, even just off the top of my head. I'm like, yeah, I could see them doing a good job with that.
The harmonies are killer. Like, wow. Because I was listening to my record, just throwing on a side at a time.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, they did this song. Like,
I mean, that
yeah.
one's digging a bit deep to do that one. I'm surprised.
You know, I think they did it first, and then the Monkees did it.
Oh, okay. That I did not realize.
See, but the Monkees were kind of like sneaky about it and changed the title of it. So I'm like, oh, okay. I got you.
It's like, I see what you did there.
You got Graham Nash's High Harmony on there. I'm like, wow.
That was the Hollies' best period, was when he was with them. I don't care what anybody says.
It's true.
I always forget that he was with them until somebody mentions it. That's like, oh yeah, he was in that band.
So it was like the last album that was like the straw that broke the camel's back for Graham. Was it the album that they did all Dylan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Where they made them all show tunes. But I didn't mind when they got back together in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
They did Stop in the Name of Love. They could have, you know. The harmonies are still there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I mean, I remember when they played that on the radio for like 2 seconds, and that was about it. But I'm like, a new Holly song? What? Excuse me? Huh? Yeah. I thought that was pretty neat.
The end of the chorus where they go, tear us apart. No. Oh, my God. Forget it.
And then, what is it? They only got 2 guys left. And I don't think Alan Clark's not with them anymore, is he? He retired, didn't he?
No,
so now
he just came out with a solo album 2 years ago.
Right. Is that the one where Graham Nash is back with them? Yeah. Yep. See, I want to get that. I
haven't heard any of it, but after we get off here, I might look that up. Sure.
Here you go. Let's see here.
Hey, kids.
That's right. Hey, kids. Ugh.
And then my brain's reading that, thinking of Garfield with not Krusty the Clown. What was his name? The clown on that. Was it Dinky? It's like, oh God.
Oh God. Yeah. That's right.
Flashback all of a sudden. Oh God, I blocked that out.
Darren, if you want to come up, I'll probably be on for another 10, 15 minutes. This one was going to be a short one. Seriously. Wednesday's the one that we'll do a little longer. And Jen, since you're up here and you think you might be able to come on Wednesday, and I'll let everybody know what time on Wednesday later, we're doing a little homework. And the homework is this: 5 albums that you really like. That's it. That's the homework. And we'll go one at a time, all the way straight down the thing. I just figure 5 albums. You don't have to rank them. Just 5 albums that you really like.
Any particular genre or anything?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So I can pull out my Barbra Streisand.
Yes.
See, you laugh, but I do have one.
I love that he knows darn well where my mind's already going. He's not that far off, so.
The Broadway album.
Or a few people have Bon Jovi. You can't say it, I'm going to vomit.
No, I don't own any Bon Jovi.
I don't either,
Thank
actually.
God.
My girlfriend back in the 80s got me completely over that shit.
There was like 1 or 2 Bon Jovi songs I really liked in my teens, and I'm pretty well burnt out on them, and that was that. So.
Mm-hmm.
I still like Runaway. I still like that.
Like, if I go long enough without hearing it, I still like It's My Life, but if I hear it too much, I'm like, nope, I'm sick of it again. But
then you got all schmaltzy.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest, briefly. He, I don't know about him. He ended up having to go to trial for a little while. Over in the court of the EU. Okay. And, well, here's the thing. Thankfully enough, there was not enough evidence in the court of the EU, but they claimed that he was attempting to sell England by the pound. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren, At Genesis School. Yeah, see, yeah, I can come up with a whole bunch all the time here. Doesn't matter.
Just when I thought it was going all right.
Yeah, I was
That's
getting worried. I was getting worried. I was like, who the hell is he talking about?
I was just like, what is happening?
I used to play
yeah.
that on my keyboard at band practice, and my brother was like, "No, we're not doing any fucking Genesis." Come on.
And I guess I've never been formally introduced. So this is Beetle Babe. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, great.
And this Darren here, so
He's our Canadian friend, eh?
Oh, then I'll probably instantly like him then. So.
We will give you addresses later for the maple syrup and the Labatt.
Yeah, you can shut me down immediately just because of the fact that I'm Canadian.
No.
Yeah, but they know that I have a weird thing for Canadians. So.
Oh my gosh, I just seen the clip from SCTV the other day, and that was killing me.
Which one?
Where they had the band where John Candy was the drummer, and they're doing gong gong gong.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I watched that last week. I was like,
I got the Chili Whack album.
yeah.
That's Chilliwack. He goes, gone, 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 gone. Yeah. That's great.
That's how I found out about Chili Whack was that song. I'm going.
I saw the video back in the day.
Song. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, okay.
I loved it. I have the album. So
I think that's the only Chili Whack I got is that album. So You Want to Be a Star.
Yeah. Jeff, I'm really starting to think that you're secretly Canadian.
God, that almost sounds like a bad band name. Secretly Canadian.
The mere fact that you know Mr. Dressup and Friendly Giant, that's pretty scary in itself.
I grew up in Detroit.
There you go. That's pretty
Right
close.
over the bridge.
Oh, okay. All right.
He also had CKLW. See, you didn't expect me to know that, did you? Over so you can listen to both parts.
Who was his wife? I forgot the one that did the traffic copter. JoJo Shetty McGregor. Wow. The shit I remember.
The only Canadian stuff that I can remember from Chicagoland, this is all 90s stuff, though. I used to always turn, whether at home or on the car, I would turn the dial all the way and I could go straight to the left. And I would hear, tonight it's going to be minus 30 Celsius in Regina. And then it'd be like, you're listening to CBC, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I'm going from Harvard, Illinois. I'm going, what the hell? And then I go on the car because sometimes I'd have to wait for my wife at the time. She worked at Little Caesar. She was a manager. And I'd sit there, and on the car radio, I could just mess around a little bit, and I'd go on AM too. And then I'd hear a really cool song. Like, this is like mid-90s. And I heard, you're listening to Chum Radio. I'm going. I've heard of the name of this thing. And I put that on my preset for a good couple months, and then somehow I couldn't hear it anymore. I was sad. No Chum Radio for this guy anymore.
That's strange.
Michael says we're all secretly Canadian. Shh, don't tell. Because if you tell, then you won't be a member of the Klaatu Trooper Club.
Back in the late 70s, we used to, because my dad loved camping. We had a trailer, and so we would go over the bridge to Canada, and it was an Indian reservation it was called Ippawash.
Mm.
And we camped there with the Indians. Man, I'm telling you, what a trip! Wow,
Wow,
that was really some cool stuff. Didn't have these Indians like visit our house, and they would stay with us for a while.
Wow.
It was like,
I bet that you've got some stories. I am sure.
I do. It was great.
I'm not going to lie to you, Jeff. I didn't know about any of that kind of stuff until I tripped on this weird wrestling documentary. And I can't remember the dude's name in Canada, but he was well known, to the 80s and the 90s and the O's wrestlers. And like Christian Cage and Edge and a bunch of other ones went through this guy. but they would do this tour where they would go from east to west for Canada, and they filmed the stops. And one of them was this great school in a reservation town, and they were showing, how the conditions. I'm going, no electric in some of the parts, but yet this school, I'm going, oh my God. I said, this is horrible. And then like they were saying, like the temperatures that get to be like 30, 40, 50, whatever Celsius, but it was really, really cold, bone chilling cold. And I'm like, you really got to love your craft if you're going to go and tour around Canada in that time of year. I think it was like, I thought it was like October, November. That's when they were doing. I'm like, in the, at least the upper half of Canada, I'm like,
That's where, all the music came from for me.
See, I'm not going to lie. I would have loved to have gone.
Stuff like, get to hear stuff like Edward Bear, the last song.
The last song. Oh my God.
It's an incredible tune.
Blast from the past right there.
Or Sweet City Woman.
Stampeders.
Stampeders. Yep, that's right.
And you know what? That's the only song that they have like that. They were like a hard rock band. They weren't like that all the time. I come home one night from work and my son got a ukulele for Christmas, and he found the tabs and he's like playing Sweet City Woman. Ukulele. That's awesome.
I would have to go up there for like 2 weeks. Well, at least, like pre-COVID, I would have went.
Sam the Record Man in Toronto.
I would have been hitting up the record stores. I'd spend about a week hitting up the record stores and all the resale shops. I could buy dirt cheap shit. For another week, I would be exploring all these bars and small arenas for all those Canadian bands that just don't come down here. I'd go see me some Trooper or April Wine.
Nice.
I would go on because I'd be like, and I'd be the nerd. Would you take? Because I'd be like, I'd have the day.
You see, you're all Canadian. I don't care what you say. You're all Canadian.
I joked around years ago and I said that for anybody to like come into Canada, anybody, there would have to be the CAT test.
Give me a bag of ketchup potato chips, man. Now.
CAT test would stand for Canadian Aptitude Test. So you'd have to take the CAT test, and like the first thing that they'd go off and give you would be little sample cups of maple syrup, but only one of them is really Canadian maple. If you get that right, you go to the next test, and then it'd be like you get these beers, and it's like only one of these is Labatt. Which is it? And if you can pass that,
don't even get me started on Labatt Blue.
So then the last test would be something like name 10 Canadian solo or bands. 10 of them. And that'd be tough for some. And if you could pass that test, okay, sorry about keeping you this long, but have a good day. Have a good journey.
Yeah.
I know that was shitty. I don't know. I give up.
Hey Jeff, you would appreciate this. I was actually
I like that. I like to look at the avatar.
What's it?
Well, he looks pissed.
He does look pissed. Yeah, well, you know what? Well, this is always a party. It doesn't matter whether you're on time or you're late.
Oh, I love George so much. He's great.
George
Jeff,
is a good
Jeff, you would appreciate this. I was actually on. This is like way back in. I'm guessing. Well, it must have been the '90s somehow. But we have a thing here in Canada. It's called after Christmas Day. It's called Boxing Day. Mm-hmm. And what happens is that after Christmas, it's kind of like I guess it's like everybody's sort of what do you call it? Like the the Black Friday kind of thing that everybody does. Right. Like, we have that here in Canada. So what happens is after Christmas, we call it Boxing Day. But then there's Boxing Day specials. I was actually on CHCH News as a I was actually on there. That somebody interviewed me, but I didn't even realize that it was sort of happening. And I was in line on with Sam the Record Man because I was trying to get the sales for CDs. You know, they always had these like sort of dark crashers or whatever they were going on, and I was actually featured on the news. And the funny thing was, I didn't know it, but then I went into work the next day, and then two of my coworkers said, "Hey, we saw you on the news." I'm
And you're like, I was what?
What the hell? What the hell is this? I hope, anyway, yeah.
1995.
I never saw myself, but apparently I was there, so that was funny.
1995. My father passed away and left me. You know, he left all the kids because he had 8 kids. Left everybody like $5,000, but I got an extra 5,000. I don't know why. But anyway, so what I did was I took my wife at the time on our honeymoon that we didn't have.
Aw,
So I
nice,
took her to Toronto, and then we took an excursion over to Niagara Falls.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And what a blast! So I got to walk down Yonge Street, and man, what a blast!
Yeah, it's great there.
Except for all the panhandlers, you know, but the panhandlers are getting on my nerves.
well, they have those everywhere, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is they're everywhere. You can't really.
But we got to go to that record store, Sam the Record Man. What was that? 3 floors? I spent like 4 hours in there.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they had 3 floors, and if you went next, there was Sam the Record Man. In its heyday, it was really good because you had Sam the Record Man, which had 3 floors, and then next to it you had A&A Records and Tapes, and then even beside that, if you went down just like half a block, you had HMV, and then across the street, which is still existent now, they had Sunrise Records. So you had like you really had the cream of the crop. It was like for CDs or records or whatever it was at the time. Well, it was usually CDs at that time. But
Wow.
Yeah.
Still, just wow.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But guys, I'm gonna have to get out of here. I gotta go take my son to work.
Understood. I've been down that road. So have a good one, Jeff. Wednesday, 5 albums, sir. Gather them up. I'll notify you.
Oh yeah.
Have
Bye,
a good
Jeff.
day.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Jeff.
Good to see you, Jeff. Take care.
Bye.
Ugh.
Can I just address this? I really don't even know what this means, but from Renee, Darren, you need to stop attacking Rachel. You need to get over it. I really have no idea.
Don't worry about this.
Yeah, I know.
I am not even.
It's
I don't know what
I mean,
they're
I know,
fighting amongst themselves in there, and I'm not in the mood to deal with it today.
Yeah, no, I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I really shouldn't have even brought it up, but I really don't know what it means.
It's none of my business.
I'm largely
personally, so
ignoring
I'm
what's
just
going
staying
on.
out of
I
it.
have no idea, but that's
And
fine.
like Jan said, I don't even think that's the real.
It's definitely not.
Not
The same fake
that's
Renee
not
was
even-
over at Rachel's earlier today, so.
Like I said, meet at the VC flagpole at the VC High School, 3 o'clock. Be there. Scrap.
Yeah.
Ah.
But you know what? I'm having a hard time. I really was thinking of you, Paul, because I was thinking, like, I know we discussed this before about the top 5 albums. I'm telling you, it's such a hard feat, like, just to really get it. I mean, if you said 10, I could probably kind of cope with that, but the top 5, it's the worst. It's like
but that's the challenge. See, because I have to do this too. And this is going to be like, oh, what am I going to...
5 albums of all time. You think 5 albums, the top 5 albums of all time?
Okay, no. Okay, some of your, like, 5 of your favorite albums.
Oh,
There's no ranking.
Number
Just
1
5.
favorites, just 5 that you really like, is what he
That's
said.
right. And just explain a little about each one, and we take turns. That's all.
I could do that,
Simple
yeah.
stuff. Simple stuff.
Yeah, I was like, if it were 5
Trust me.
all time, it'd be a lot harder. But just 5 that we like, oh, that's easy stuff.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
And there
We
would
try
be-
not to
and
make
there
it too
would be-
hard.
and there- And it would be more than Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, Lisa.
Yeah, but
It always comes back to those two, doesn't it?
Of course it does.
But how, like, okay, so Beatle babe, I don't know you, but I mean, I'm guessing you're a Beatle fan.
Yeah.
Geez, who would have guessed? But I mean, like, how do you even narrow that down?
God, I know. Like, trust me, I tried to rank the Beatle albums a few years back, and I was sitting there for hours moving around on the floor trying to decide. And even after I had them laid out, trying to actually present them on camera after that, I was still sitting there hemming and hawing over, oh, did I put them in the right order? I don't know that I did. Maybe I would actually... it's not an easy
I don't think I could do it.
actual ranked list, but if it's just 5 favorites in general, that helps narrow it some, but just trying to think, where am I going to pull from? I have too many fandoms for this, but at the same time, I'm like,
I know what I would put.
Interesting, so...
Yeah.
I know what I would put toward the. I know what I'd put toward the bottom, and then everybody be swearing at me in the comments.
Well,
We'd be swearing at you no matter what.
I put Let It Be on the bottom, and they were like, "How could you, sacrilege!" I was like,
I'd have Pepper toward the bottom.
Now I gotta mention, speaking of that today, and I know this is just brief Beatle talk, teensy weensy. So I'm driving to a resale shop this morning. So this is like around 9. And I heard something that I really normally wouldn't hear. I'm driving along and I'm going, what the? And it's the boys talking, they're yapping, and it goes right into Get Back. And I'm going, they never do that. They never played that, at the beginning that early, and I'm going, what the? Because I'm used to right away with the in it. Nope, it was about 5 to 10 seconds leading into it, and I'm like, and not only that, I don't know if it's just because I've got in my opinion, a better stereo system now or what, but it sounded like Billy's keyboards were a little more prominent in the mix, and I'm going, are you playing a slight alternate take here, or is it just because I'm hearing it with fresh ears? I don't know. Hi, Ben. How are you? See, it is tough, but like I said, this is not like one of those gun to your head moments. This is just, hey, pull. I don't want to say it yet. I mean, it's just 5 that you really like, and you kind of want other people to maybe experience also. I won't mention what, but I can think of 3 off the top of my head for sure that I'm definitely going to be pulling out of the collection.
The Doors debut album.
Shh, save that for Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a hard feat. I mean, you know what the thing is with me, and I've seen other people do it. Whatever, they pick their 5 or 10. And I always think to myself, geez, like, what would I pick? I remember when, I remember this. This was going around. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but when COVID was happening, everybody would sort of give like a sort of a link, like on at least on Facebook anyway. Everybody would give a link and say like what's their top 10 or whatever they were listening to at that time. And I used to think, God, I just can't do it, because every time I look I look in like one little square in my cubicle in the IKEA shelf. I think, oh, I should have picked that one. And I think, oh shit, I should have picked that one. And and then your head just like explodes. It's too much.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. We were discussing on the last show briefly, for example, that obviously musical taste can change from day to day, week to week, month to month. Yeah, and they do. It's right. I mean, like I said, currently still my favorite solo Beatle is George. I've been listening to a lot of, but it will flip a lot, in that kind of respect. So
George is my second favorite. I love George.
I love George too.
On the Monkey front, I got to get that new old Davy on 7A release. I got to pick that up. Thank you for
reminding me about it, because I forgot about it already.
Well,
there's a Davy.
It's because it's incredible. See what I did there? Oh.
There's a Davy set. There's a Davy set coming out.
It's not a set. It's a
album, but
I think it's from the 90s.
Physical release since I think the 80s.
80s, okay. Yeah, like if
the
you
90s was just me, as opposed to the Monkees Just Us, and then he had Just Me Too. Those were the 90s ones.
But if you went to like a Davy concert in the 80s or 90s, or up to, like I saw him in 05, and I remember they had CDs and cassettes of like a lot I didn't have no money. And besides, I thought they were kind of a little bit ridiculously charged, to tell you the truth, for back then. And I'm like, I don't know if I would have bought them anyway. I was just really happy that what I bought at the merch was the book.
Yeah.
The Coffee Table Daydream Believer book. I bought that from him. Got him to sign that. And then I got him to sign 4 to 5 Monkees albums, but I gave one to my friend. Now, I know I shouldn't have done it, but I wrote in the corner in magic marker, hot stuff. And she's like, what the? And I go, he's going to ask. So it gets him. She's like, hot stuff.
I'm jealous.
I started laughing, and I'm going, Davey, I put that on her album like a minute before she gave it to you. And she's like, hot stuff. And he goes, and he looks at her, he goes, well, you kind of are. And I'm like going, yes.
I'm jealous. I wish I could have been him. I wish I could have been him and seen him in concert.
He really was funny, and it was
He
worth
put on a
it.
good show as well.
It was really worth it. Yes, I'm always going. That's for the 8 men I love. Yes.
I used to be.
Is it wrong to love manly?
I used to be a heartthrob. Now I'm a coronary.
Yes. The irony of how he ended up dying, but I was like, oh, aged poorly in hindsight. But I mean, at the time when he was saying it was funny.
It wasn't. Yeah, now it's kind of a.
I mean, you can all have a laugh at my expense that I thought I was going to be the smartass who'd throw my bra on stage at Davey, and then he goes and tries to put it on, and it wouldn't fit.
Oh God!
Like, I just trolled myself. Cool.
Yeah, we had like 5th row seats in this 1,000-seater. Like it was the theater that it used to be a movie theater when I was growing up through all the 70s. Well, they tore it down. Well, tore the inside down and went and made it look like from the 1920s, which was the original theater looking. Beautiful inside, but on the outside, to me, it still looked like a concrete box in the back. So I'm like, we went in there. First time I ever got to go to a show in there too was Davey. And but here's the thing, right? So at first, we weren't sure what was going on because we heard Davey do a sound check, and we're out here waiting to get in, right?
Right.
Well, then we heard this little weird rumor that he wasn't going to come out and do a man. And we're all, me and Kathy and a couple other people, I'm like, slightly raise a stink. Just a little one. See what happens. And we were like, what's the deal with this? Da-da-da-da. Excuse me, ma'am. Da-da-da. What's funny is the woman that was the one that was next to Davey at the tables. So she had something to do with this. And she's like, but I think she sensed a mini riot, 05. So she would have sensed a mini riot was going on. And so she quickly went off. She goes, hang on. And she goes through the door. And I'm just like, turned to Kathy, aka Hot Stuff. And I'm like, I wonder, let's find out. Let's just wait and see. She comes back out a couple minutes later and says, he said he will come out after work. And we all went, yay, after all in unison.
I think that was probably his then girlfriend, Renee, right before they broke up. Because I think they broke up later that year during a meet and greet. Incidentally, there's video of it. It got ugly, but nah, she was often the go-between between fans and Davey, so.
Yeah, but I'm going to go see Mickey in August. I'm not really expecting anything, but I'm just going to go because I never got to see the Monkees. This is the last chance I'll probably get to see any of them. So,
I mean, you may as well, just so you can say you've seen one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is anybody getting the? Is anybody getting the big tissue box of Mind Games by John Lennon?
God, no. God, no. There's much better things I could do with that money. So.
No.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get that. I'm all over it. I'm gonna get that.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Liar.
And I'm gonna buy one of Paul McCartney's guitars he used on stage too.
You are not.
Richard, if you were Pinocchio, your nose would have fucking hit my eye through the screen already.
You know, if anybody doesn't mind, Paul,
You should have known I was kidding about that. You know how I feel about it.
See, the box right there is the only fucking box you need.
I got this very, very cheap. This was I actually got this off Amazon, sealed, and it was only, would you believe, $85 Canadian.
Really?
Yes, sealed. And yeah. Whoops, well,
So much for those.
Yeah. Now it's worth 20. No. Yeah, but you know what? It's really, really good. Like for value for your money, and it was what do you call it? It was pressed by like a pressing that I'm not really fond of, which is Back to Black, and they do they've done some really god awful titles. Like the pressings are just terrible, but this one and the Genesis box set that I have. And there's another box that I have by them. And I don't know, for some reason their box sets are really, really well. This one from John Lennon, honest God, I've only hit about 7 out of the 9 titles that are in here. And honest God, they sound really, really good and well done. So
what's the 2 you haven't gotten to yet?
Milk and Honey and actually Double Fantasy.
Oh,
but I already know Double Fantasy anyway. But I've actually never heard Milk and Honey before. So
it makes you feel any better. I actually also haven't heard Milk and Honey yet, so I'm on the same page there.
There you go.
I need to get Lennon Legends. That's all I need.
I've got that one. I mean, I can burn it to MP3 for you if you want.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that was actually pretty solid. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really a big fan. I just like his like the ones that were. I'm not really that big of a fan.
It's interesting hearing it all be more or less like acoustic things on there. So good one.
Yeah.
I love John Lennon. He's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's that kind of thing where, I guess the whole, not even nostalgia, but I guess the morbid sense of it. But
right,
yeah, he's a, I don't know. It's just he's great. He's a great songwriter. He's just a great songwriter, and that's the thing that I really, really appreciate about the Beatles, and I guess anybody else that ever followed them. It's just like they really set the standard for really great songwriting. That's my opinion on it. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, Richard disappeared. I don't know. Oh
no.
Never, oh no.
What?
Oh, now I gotta wait on the introduction because they disappeared too. Oops. It must be a whiny timey kind of thing, I guess. I don't know. But here's the thing, right? So I'm not really exactly excited about this mind game thing. I'll probably, if I get it, it's gonna be the 2-CD-er. But I'm more curious about the Walls and Bridges and rock and roll, because I'm told that there's some decent stuff off of both of those albums that hasn't given. Richard, do you have my old internet? Is this why you keep getting out here? But I heard there's enough material, a nice bonus material for both of those releases. Those are the 2 I'm curious about coming up. So, yeah.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
All right, we're going to try this before they disappear. Sorry. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you people have been waiting with bated breath because you wanted to know. Certain viewers have said that this is a trailer park trash show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is one of the co-hosts, and she is now a TPT queen. I bring to the stage shenanigan with the holy roof that was not approved by the Vatican.
Welcome. I'm glad to be here. The conversation that you all are having, I just didn't know where to jump in. I was watching, but at some point, I think Lisa Groovy said something that I was like, oh my God, I have to say something.
Oh boy.
But now I forgot what it was.
It was that
So,
memorable.
Yeah, from Trailer Park Trash Heaven, yes. Hello,
Yes.
everybody.
So
Beaver Shores.
Hello.
TPTQ. TPTQ, the Trailer Park Trash Queen.
So we're all-
TPTQ.
BS.
Is someone shooting a gun out here?
BS.
Richard, is your mom is she capping people again? Your mom? Now, come on.
I thought I heard somebody shooting a gun out here. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
It's Paul McCartney. He got pissed off.
I can't move.
Where's
I can't
Richard?
move from right here.
Paul McCartney doesn't believe in guns, so
It's a 3D plastic zip gun. That don't count. It's a plastic zip gun that looks like something off of Minecraft.
He finally showed up because Paul said he was abusing cats earlier.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having to do a black cock right now.
Okay.
Caulk. CAULK. But at
Not
least
sponsored by the Tradesman Union.
But and Lisa, when I figure out what it was I was going to jump in on, I'll holler back. And anybody who wants to email
I
me.
remember a story of my dad's. Like, he was in the Castro because that was where my cousin was living at that point in time. And she had screwed up her toilet. He was helping her repair it, but they needed caulk with an L. YouTube, don't get mad.
That's
remember, this
caulk.
is the
CAULK,
I
Vangel.
know.
I
wander around Walmart going.
I thought that's what you said. I was like, what the?
So again, he's in the Castro district, right? We all know what that's famous for. He has to go to a hardware store and ask for caulk in the Castro. And meanwhile, my cousin's fighting her tongue so friggin' hard, like, I can't. It's just like, he's doing you a favor. You shut the hell up.
I couldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to.
This comment is so true. He's telling John, some are downsizing, some fans are retiring, some are dying. Last shot to get our money. Would that be a money shot? I don't know. As perhaps the last physical media generation. And he's right, because everybody's trying to stream everything now. It's ridiculous. It's been that way for a while. So, okay.
So I'm going to jump out because I have to deal with caulk.
How's he doing? Tell him hi for me.
Because the black will stand out really bad on my trailer.
It won't do real good when it's going to be 80, 90 degrees and the sun's going to be baking that whole entire trailer.
I was waiting for you to bring that up, you asshole.
What? I was trying to help out. What are you calling me an a-hole for? I was trying to help you out.
I never met you before, but I already like you. I think you're
Everybody likes Eastbound and Down. Trust me.
Everybody, if you want to email me, it's Miss Yandel 1969 at gmail.com.
That's homework for you people later.
And
I think you're funny.
I love you, you goof. You know it.
I know it. I just wish you'd.
Yes.
You know.
Does it involve CAULK?
Maybe.
But you know what? I got some days off coming up at the back end of the week. I could bring my CAULK.
You can come CAULK.
YouTube's gonna kill me with this. Either that or one of you guys is gonna throw some type of video. I can see it.
I have to go. I love y'all all so much.
Ta-ta, Sallyfield.
I hope Invisible Ray isn't watching this shit right now.
I was told this is a family show.
You are sadly mistaken, sir. We are not the Disney of the VC. We're not. Never mind. I can't say that. I almost said something I would regret later.
Oh Lord.
Why say
I almost went to hell for that one. I'm going to be going to hell for something else, but not what I was going to say.
We all are. We'll have more fun there, so.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What do you think? This is a Mickey Mouse operation? Betcha.
Oh God. So you never answered my question, Paul. Where are Julie and Bubbles at? Does it, since it's supposed to be a trailer trash?
Don't you know enough? Don't even real trailer park. Come on, get them with the program. Who do you think you are, Corey? Listen, Ricky and Julian, you went off, put your horse in my cat shed, $200 for anti-lice medicine. I don't have to. There's not enough shopping carts that I can fix $200. You heard me. Liquor and whores. Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. Oh God.
My goodness.
Whores.
That's his song. That's his song, Darren. He sings Liquor and Whores. Got a guitar really bad.
That's the song he sings. He likes liquor and whores.
Rest in peace, Mr. Leahy. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Liquor Snurf.
Oh God. It doesn't seem like Jen's watched the trailer.
I lost 8 viewers for singing badly Liquor and Whores. That's all it took. It was nothing else.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know why the fuck I'm watching this shit. But I think
it wasn't the CAULK references. It was the Liquor and Whore singing. Oh God.
Liquor and whores.
So, Beetle Babe,
Yes.
how long have you been into the Beatles? The only thing I can
Literally
say
entire life. Because my mom did the whole headphones
that's
on the belly thing with me when she was carrying me, like literally my whole life.
really,
I've been into them since I've been about 3. Well, I can't say
We
that.
wanted another Beatle fan to fangirl with, and she had no idea what she was unleashing on the world.
and I know it's not very well. I still don't even know these days. I'm too old to even remember. Is it polite to ask you how old of a woman you are?
In my case, I always get a kick out of trying to have people guess and then watching their face when I tell them the actual answer. So I give you full permission to guess first, and then I'll give the real number.
Is that a premise? Like I should guess, or
Go ahead.
you look 28, 29.
You're closer than a lot of people are, but you're still off by 10 years. I'm 39.
Holy crap!
You
wow.
do not look 39.
So you've been into the Beatles since what? 8 years old, maybe 5?
Like I said, I was born in 85, and literally from birth, I was always into them. So
Wow, that's great. Good for you. That's awesome.
like some of my earliest memories were my mom having like the vinyl records on the floor and like seeing if I could identify each Beatle like when I was a toddler. And every time after I was able to do it, she's like, "So which one do you like?" I always point to Ringo every single time. That one, really?
So your birthday party when you were young was a Beatle cake, and then the party game was pin the tail on the Ringo.
I love it. But I have had multiple different Beatle cakes over the years.
No, from Parker Brothers. It's pin the tail on the Ringo.
I've always
Ringo
wanted
approved.
to for my birthday.
I don't really have much to show.
Oh,
as far
here
as-
I just
I have all the box sets like for the Beatles stuff, like the Giles
Right.
Martin stuff. I have that, but I don't have like old pressings. Like I know Rachel's really heavily into. I used to own actually the mono box set. I got it at a really good price, but I sold it stupidly.
Yeah.
Stupid. The Chris Farley kind of stupid, that thing. But I sold it. But I have those, and I have, and I'm a huge fan of Ringo Starr, like that, or Star, that album from '74, I think it's '73.
Yeah, like that album.
Mm.
Yeah, with Oh My, and I'm the greatest, and that's just such a
Just the
phenomenal
Ringo
album.
album. So.
The only box that I have right now is the White Album. The only Beatle box that I have right now is the White Album. I want to go.
That's my favorite actually. That's so good.
I want to
I'm
get
still
all of
trying
them.
to catch up and get all the Beatle box set ones because I mean, just because of cost, I haven't been able to keep up with everything as they've come out. Since, again, I have too many fandoms to keep up with, and they all want to release stuff at the same time. And I'm like, I have to pick and choose at any given moment of, where's the money going this time? Where's it going? Shoot.
I want to eventually get all the Beatles box sets. I would love to get all the McCartney archives, but I know that's never going to happen.
Same.
I know that's never going to happen because they're
either
I have most
two
of
or
those.
three of the McCartney archive sets, but man, I want all of them desperately. But again, it's like I thought I could like shuffle the Monkeys Super Deluxe sets off a while because who knew they'd be the ones that would go up and cost the most? I was like, wait a minute, what? How did you end up the most expensive? I dragged my feet on the wrong one.
I couldn't afford any of them.
That first one, it goes for like $700 now. I'm like,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So do I want to get all them, but I don't think I'll be able to get them off that girl.
I'll do it. It'll just be very slow, but I'm doing it one at a time. I mean, like I said, I just got the Who's Next set, so I mean, but that was like $200 right there. So I'm like, I have to wait a little bit till I can do the next one. So
you got the Who's Next box set? Is that what you just said?
Oh, it is a very good set.
Like the 10 CD or whatever.
Yeah,
Really?
the Super Deluxe of that, and it comes with some extra stuff in there.
Is it keeping in tune?
How do you find it? Like,
Yeah.
how do you find it? Was it worth the money or?
I think it was worth the money because I got it through Amazon, so I got $100 off. If I had gone through the Who's website, they charged $300 plus like another $60 for shipping. I have Prime, so no shipping, and still like $100 less. So I'm like, all right, that's how I'm doing this.
Roger coming near you, Jen?
What?
On the tour? Is he coming anywhere near you?
Is who coming near me?
Roger Daltrey.
Let me look. I feel like I checked this once. Let me double check.
I was watching it on YouTube. I'm like, damn, I wish he was coming where I am. I would love to see him solo.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up right now.
Richard, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned the Paul McCartney archives because one of the things that's most cherished to me, well, there's two that I have in the archive series, which is Ram and also Flowers in the Dirt. If you can grab
Flowers in the Dirt so much.
You can grab Flowers in the Dirt.
Bad. That's what I need.
I
got Ram.
That's the one. It's so good.
That's the next one I want to get of the McCartney Archives one. Since I got Flaming Pie, I got Red Rose Speedway, I need my trifecta of my three favorites.
You got the one I really want. You still have it? Paul. You got rid of that.
I had to. I needed money. I had to pay bills.
No.
I would have bought that off of you, man.
Really, Richard?
Also, Richard, no, Roger's coming nowhere near me. It looks like all East Coast stuff.
Yeah, I wish he was coming.
I didn't think he was coming here because that would have stood out in my memory, but I was like, I think it was nowhere near me. Yeah.
Who's Next? Lifehouse, great box set, great balance of music, rarity, book, and tchotchkes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I love the graphic novel for Lifehouse in there. It's so good.
You hadn't said that because now I want it.
Yes, I would have definitely bought that from you, Paul. That's my favorite Paul album, and it's out of print now. So I would have definitely bought that.
Hit up eBay.
I'm crying for. I'm just crying for. I'm crying for Paul McCartney to release Back to the Egg as an archive. That would be.
We'll be dead. We will be dead and then some before that ever comes out. That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think he's out.
Why do you say that, Paul?
I don't think he would have already put it out already. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand that in London.
Yeah.
I could see maybe why not so much for London Town. I mean, let's face it. How many takes do we really need to hear of Morse Moose and the Grey Goose? None. But the thing is that
what about Cafe on the Left Bank? What about Girlfriend? What about Famous Groupies? Come on, there's a lot of good stuff on there.
I don't like Paul person of Girlfriend.
You're killing me, Jen. You're killing me.
I'm sorry. I don't like the way he thinks it. I don't.
Apologize to Paul. Apologize to Michael.
I love the way Michael does it. I'm not apologizing to Michael. I like his version better. I think that song was made for Michael. I don't like the way Paul.
It literally was.
Yeah, I'm saying, I think it was made. I don't like the way Paul sings it. I think it was.
That's okay. The first, I don't know, few years that I had that album, I thought the first verse in it was Linda singing. I didn't realize that was Paul. I was like, holy.
That's what I don't like about it. I think the falsetto worked great on So Bad, but I don't like the way it sounds on Girlfriend.
A little too feminine for you. You want him to be Paulina McCartney?
That's one of the things that always bugged me about when people start criticizing Linda McCartney. You know, with that blend of Denny Lane and her harmonies, like with like if you listen to Katie's Request or Motor of Love, you know, she's got just this. It's a very, and even all the stuff she did on Ram, she has a very, very angelic voice.
She does. I agree.
I don't know why people start throwing crap on her. I don't know why.
Michael says Paul was very disappointed in the sales for Back to the Egg. He thought it would sell much better than it did. It is a vastly underrated album. I mean, I think so anyway.
Yeah.
I just need to reevaluate London Town. It's been so long, Michael, but I still say we don't need 40 takes of more Smooth in the Brain. I'll stand by that.
That one, drop more Smooth. That is like, I don't know why. Like, when I first heard that album, I don't know what it is about that song, but something with like the little intro, it would like send me into a panic attack every time, and I still don't know why. So I still have a thing against it because of that. So I'm like, no, if you don't want that song, that's okay. But like the rest of the song,
you know what I think that ought to get put out? Seriously.
I think the only Paul. I'm sorry.
No, go on.
I think the only Paul song I ever heard that had that reaction to was "Get Enough." As soon as that's getting like when the first time I heard "Get Enough," I was like, "Oh my god!" That was like. I think it sent you into a panic attack. I like had a panic.
Oh God!
Like I'm not exaggerating. Like actual literal panic attack. I still don't know what the hell that was about. But it was like the first few years I had that. Every time it hit that intro, I was like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. No.
Yeah, that's how I was with Get Enough. That's how I was with Get Enough. I heard it one time and I was like, oh my god, I had to do no.
See, add a blinky Pokemon-like video and everybody would be having spasms because I couldn't deal with it. Put the music and that to it. I still think that maybe there's enough in the archives, which I really would think would be kind of neat anyway, even because I remember starting out as a Beatle collector in the 80s.
Yeah.
Of course, all of us knew about the cold cuts thing. I think they need to do that still. I think that would be neat. Paul, there's got to be enough stuff in there.
I feel like because he did one hand clapping, like officially now, that maybe there is hope for cold cuts to perhaps be next, maybe.
Oh God, Schnee, really? I have a feeling that there's a 12-minute Smooth out there. Just
the knee-jerk reaction, that just in front of me. No,
we don't want that. No, Schnee, we don't need a 12-minute version.
No,
I
know he's laughing over there.
I can't wait for one hand clapping.
Same.
Nick, appreciate you're here. I hope that you fell into the proper stream and not in any pee or dog poop. That's all I'm saying. All right. When you remember that More Smooth was actually written around a broken keyboard on a yacht, it is quite an interesting track.
Richard, you mentioned one hand clapping. Now, isn't that I used to have the Band on the Run 2LP archive. Isn't that the same thing? Unless I'm mistaken.
The what?
No.
Like the second LP of the archive.
Let me double check.
I don't think
so either. Double check.
As far as I know, this is the only time this has ever been written. I didn't even know about it. Jen told me about it. I didn't even know what it was.
Like I remember when I had that album, and again, one of those stupid things I did, I sold it. But and now I have the Miles Schwall remaster, which is actually really, really good. But sadly, there's no second LP. But from what I remember, I thought the one hand clapping was pretty much the same track listing as the second LP for the Band on the Run. So unless I'm wrong, I don't know. Tell me better.
There's a couple tracks from it that are on there, but there's a lot more with the full one hand clapping.
Okay, all right.
I remember when Best Buy was doing the exclusive for the Band on the Run, and the bonus, I think it was a CD, DVD combined, and it did have some of that for the first time, the one-hand clapping, but you're right, it was just like a teaser, really.
Yeah.
Another thing that I really think needs to be, and I mean, I
video to go with it.
I talked to a band member about this, and I really did. I talked to Lawrence Juber, and the only time I got to talk to him, and I gave my friend Kathy, to get autographed the Kampuchea album, and I got a signed Back to the Egg from Juber. But I asked him though, I said, "Come on, when are?" And he goes, "Paul, this is funny. I've been in contact with Atlantic Records. We're trying. That's all I can tell you. We're trying." Now that was 2006, though.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
That was 06. So now I'm thinking, okay, and I know some people out here are going to go, well, it's because you got all these bands from different record companies, and there's going to be. But now remember, though, since 1980, 81, I'm trying to remember when that came out. Some of those record companies have glommed into, so maybe it wouldn't be as hard to get it all together. And I mean, come on, for God's sakes, I am led to believe every show that is represented on that album was filmed.
I think so.
In
I think
fact,
they were actually.
There was, because Paul did 3 shows, right? At the end of 79?
Yes.
I don't, was it 3? I don't know.
And come on. And so there's a clip of Paul going off and mentioning, like he was hinting at John Lennon and that little mechanical robot. Somebody filmed that part. That's what I heard. I'm like, I want that in there. I would love to see that. Just like, because everybody thought the Beatles were going to do a reunion. And the thing is that John didn't know jack shit about that. And I think Ringo said he maybe would have been interested, but something happened and George wasn't going to do it. So it's just like that was the big thing. Who could the Beatles reunite at the end of the 70s for this benefit? And I'm like, look, if they wouldn't reunite in 76 for the Save the Whales, remember that concert? They were going to give them $1 billion.
I forgot
if they weren't going to do it for that, what makes you think that they're going to go off and reunite for Kampuchea? It wasn't going to happen.
Right.
No. I agree with you, Jen. I definitely think that the documentary should be released along with the set.
Get it up is amazing, he says.
I was laughing at that before. I strongly disagree. I respect your opinion, but I don't agree.
Okay, she says video one-hand clapping. One of those sets and some songs have been released but never in complete form.
Which set was it?
Yeah. Which set?
I'm trying to
please?
Google it. I'm not seeing it.
I don't want to sit. I'll watch.
Queen's Kampuchea complete set was great, and see that's the thing. I want a big box set of that. If there was a big box set of that, like all the shows that were maybe not all of them, because obviously Wings did 3 nights, but other bands only did 1 night or like an opener or whatever. I want everything that was on that double album represented. And I'm also told there was a couple bands that didn't make it into that Kampuchea set that performed. I'm not a Kampuchea expert, but that's what I remember reading somewhere. So I think they just need that. I don't know. That's what I heard. Like the Kampuchea set, the double album was just a representation. You got 2, 3 cuts. Paul got a whole side. So but everybody else got about like 2 songs. And I love Queen. I love the Pretenders. That first version of the Pretend. I love those guys. I like all that stuff. I liked that lineup of McCartney and Wings. I really was rooting, if Paul and Linda weren't so damn dumb in Japan. Could you
Yeah.
imagine what the next album in 1981 would have really, really been? I mean, because they wouldn't have done one in 80 because they would have been touring all over the place. The next Wings album would have even been better, seriously, if they would have stayed.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
you're probably right.
See, take our money. That's right, damn it. I want that. Who do we bitch to for this? we need a petition.
We need
You
names.
want me to mention that in my letter I'm sending?
Yes, please.
Yes, go do that.
Now Richard has double homework.
That's right. And your in will be that you saw him once at Make-A-Wish and say you want to request another wish that the Kampuchea box set would be released.
Well, no,
Oh,
I'm actually writing him just to see if he'll write back, which I don't think he will, but I'll see what happens.
I wonder
You
if he's
should-
even at the same address still.
Maybe Richard send the picture, like a copy of you and him.
I am.
from
I'm
back when
gonna.
you were a
send
kid.
it. He's been talking to me for a couple days about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a picture of one of the pictures of us and maybe a copy of one of my letters that I got.
Just to prove that you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
He says he wants water spout.
Am I the only one that loves water? Am I the only one that loves water spout?
No, I love
Well, he
that
just
song.
said he wants water spout. What do you want?
I know.
From
I
Ollie?
know.
Come on.
I was responding to that. I love that. I love that song.
Hey, Nick.
So is everybody into like when I started recollecting in, I think it was whatever it was, like 2016, I think it was. Like, does everybody kind of, like, I know everybody's got their own sort of budget, but is everybody sort of like, you know, going for used records, or are they going for reissues these days?
At this point, I'm largely not even doing records. I'm largely sticking to CDs at this point just because it's so insanely priced now. Like, if I see something decently priced that's in good condition, I'll grab it, regardless of which version it is, but it's not that often I see them that reasonable anymore.
I collect records. I know.
In the early 2000s where I was able, like, my local record store at that point, I could get albums, like, pretty minty for, like, a quarter because no one was buying them. I got very spoiled with that, so I have a very hard time wrapping my head around the current pricing for records. So.
Yeah.
I just find that, like, I mean, I guess I'm in a great position. I can buy these reissues, but they really are, like, when I first started, like I said, recollecting back in whatever it was, like, 2015, something like that. I was, you know, of course, I was out of the loop for the longest time, but I was like, looking, I was like, my God, you know, prices have just increased, like with vinyl, it's just insane. And then I took probably maybe about a 2-year hiatus in probably 2018, something like that. And then when I came back, like I pretty much started once again, like when the Revolver box set came out. And then I started collecting again, like on the reissues. And even then I'm like, looking, I'm like, my God, like 50, 60 bucks for just one album. It's just absolutely insane. I mean, okay. I mean, I want it, so you know, and I can do it. But it's like I just looked at it, and I'm just flabbergasted at prices. It's amazing, and I'm thinking like, how much inflation can it go for a record? Like really, when you get down to it, like
don't challenge them. Don't challenge them.
Good point, Paul.
They'll keep doing it till they price themselves out. That's what's going to happen.
Keep
And it'll be too late.
They'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
My local record guy, he's actually shutting down next week. It's actually kind of a sad moment for us here in Ontario, but yeah, he's shutting down. It's 44 years in the business. But you know what he does? He's so concerned for his whatever, you know. What he does is it's really neat. So if he'll bring in, like, say, you know, like a whole thing of like Rush, Queen, all that stuff. Like, and what he'll do is he'll put signs up on the like, say it's Night at the Opera or something like that, and he'll put a sign up and he'll say, "Grab this now because next week Universal is upping their charge, and you're going to be instead of paying you know, whatever $39.99." next week you're going to be paying $49.99. So grab it now. And that's not even just for him trying to get rid of his stock. Like he's literally serious. So he really cares about, his customers. And it's just, but it is amazing that
that is a really smart
look at
tactic.
it and I go, my God, how can something jump up $10? Even that, I mean, as expensive as it is, like say you get Night at the Opera by Queen, and say you're paying like $39.99, whatever Canadian, which is, I mean, it's still expensive anyway, but for it to go up like another like $10 like in the course of a week, like how does that happen? It drives me nuts. But,
I want to bring up a point for a second, but before I do, James, you asked me. It's still the IGA. I'm running through that, and then I got some Maxwell House. Now, Michael brings up a very good point. Inflation doesn't explain higher record or rock show prices. That would be greed. So, right. Mike, can I ask you something? I mean, I don't know all the videos that you've done. He's got a great channel, guys. Sub to him if you haven't.
Already
have you ever done an episode lately, like in the last year or two, where you've broken down the cost of a manufacturing, you know what I'm saying, to see how much that greed is roughly in a ballpark estimate? I'm just asking if you know.
If you haven't, it might be a good video idea to do.
Yeah, I think all of us would love to watch that, at least the best you can, you know.
Because you think to yourself, maybe everything's gone up in price for gas and stuff like that, but it's really when you look at like one single album, like $10. I mean, that's just insane. Like I said, even in the course of a week, how can that go up so much? Like that, it doesn't make sense. But it's like Michael said, it's corporate greed. It really is. It's universal. Although I find that between Warner and Sony and stuff like that, they're not really all that bad. But Universal are just they're crooks. They're just total crooks from what I've seen. They're terrible. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that on your show, Paul.
Ow. Stop. Sorry, stop it, Toby.
I didn't mean to say that.
It says no.
I love Universal. I love Universal Records.
Too late. Now they're going to come after me. There is less pressing plants now that there were back in the early days, and that is true. That is also true. There's really a lot of factors, but yeah, I think I'll look for Dave's video and go from there, because I really would be curious about the economics of all of it. Because let's face it, okay, we've been lied to, all right, in the record buying public over the years. Like for example, when this is a true mono. No, it's not. It's a true stereo. No, it's not. It's 3-channel. This is coming straight from the analog masters. No, it's not. If you are involved in the universal fire, all of this lies and lies and lies have just been a big shell game, I think, in a lot of bands. Now, I think, for example, I'm sorry, throwing out the Beatles, but the Beatles, at least that label was smart enough, okay? And we have the masters there. I also being a Buddy Holly fan, I know, based on a couple articles I read, 75 to 80% of that stuff was already stored at Norman Petty's studios for the masters. So you don't really have to worry about that stuff. But let's face it, 80%, I mean, we're talking about the Universal stuff. If there was any band at that time, no, they're not going off of any analog masters unless it's a very weird situation like Badfinger's Head First, which I wish they would be able to access the master tapes, but that's where you get the Ralph McDonald rough mix. So at least we've got that to listen to, and it's not that bad. It's not. Yeah, I wish they'd put it on vinyl. Whoever's got the rights now, because I don't think Snapper UK is around anymore. But they've lied to us, though, the companies, for so long. They don't care. It's all about the bottom line, the shareholders, the profit, and all that other stuff. Yeah. The music to them is disposable, just like our money is disposable.
That's right.
So, all right, I'm off my soap.
You know what's funny about that? I mean, when I first started coming on these channels and stuff like that, I used to have these I guess, well, not really arguments, just sort of debates, if you will, about this whole analog tape. And when the whole MoFi thing came down, I was laughing because I was thinking, really, does it really matter in the end? Like, I understand the sort of indirect or inadvertent deceit about it, but really in the end, you have to judge for yourself and just think, like, does it really matter? Like, I'm a musician, I record, and but the funny thing is, it's like, really at the end of the day, it's like, well, does it sound good on your system? Is it okay? But the only thing I would argue is that you're probably overpaying for something that you shouldn't be. That, I think, that would be the argument, but not so much the sound, like whether it's coming from a DSD or analog tape. I mean, to me, I don't know. I guess I find that very irrelevant.
I think at the end of the day, Darren, the fact of the matter is that yes, everyone's ears are going to be different. Okay, that's pretty obvious. But I think it also, at the end of the day, I mean, maybe some people don't really care about this, but I think, and most of us do, that we should just make sensible choices in regards to the purchasing power we've got. Now, he brings up here, look at the Jam and the Sex Pistols box sets. They have tracks sourced from MP3s. Now, if that, let's say that's the case. Well, guess what? That means you can make your own damn album.
Exactly.
Download it from your Spotify or YouTube or whatever, and ta-da, you can save yourself a shit ton of money that way. Yeah, I mean, there are people that do that.
I don't know.
And the ones out there don't press and mash like down. That's right.
It's always a weird case for me, because I always think to myself, well, as long as it sounds good, it's like you're. I mean, look, it's hard to say, or I don't know if I can really articulate it correctly, but if you knew MoFi were coming off the analog tape, right, and now all of a sudden you've been sort of, what's the word? Yeah, deceived. Well, you wouldn't have known that anyway, because you already heard the album. So, like, wherein lies the problem in that? See?
So you're talking about that previous. I'm not even going to go. No offense, Darren.
No, I know. And I'm
not even going to play that game with the MoFi. But
no.
Darren, here's what would make me mad.
I'm just making reference to it.
Right. Here's what would make me mad. Okay, is it's deceptive advertising. That's what it's the principle. It's the principle. It may sound good. It may sound fantastic. It may sound brilliant. Okay, but they're going off, and I think part of the price justification of the company cranking out those, what is it? I'm an idiot. The MoFis or the URHQ or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
That's part of the quote price, because they're expecting the audiophile people. Oh, this is analog. This means it's going to be better. Oh, it was mastered by so-and-so. That means it's going to be better. And if it turns out, because what was it? There was something that came out recently, and I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. But on the label, it said Kevin Gray was involved. Now, I only recently found out who Kevin Gray is. He's like one of those master. He really had nothing to do with it. He wasn't even in the room. And he even went off and he goes, I don't know why they said that. So see, the companies are the ones that are trying to deceive us.
Yeah.
I really don't really think it's the musicians or the engineers or the master people. And I am not an audiophile. I never proclaimed to be one. I think it's fascinating processes. But it's deceptive, intentional or unintentional. It's deceptive advertising. That's the principle. And so you pay with this, you choose with this. And if the record companies go, this shit didn't sell, I wonder why. Well, gee, but they don't. I don't know. I don't think at the end it's going to be much of a difference, to be honest. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be truthful.
No, I know you're saying. Yeah, you're right. No, I
don't care about it. I just care if it sounds good. That's all I care. I don't need it to be all like souped up and everything. As long as it sounds good, I don't care.
Ollie, if you know where I can get a UK original mono white album, email me within reason. That's on my want list. Seriously. And okay, so here's another one. I don't know how many Beatle fans in 80 even knew, us some US fans, knew that there was a mono release back then. I guess only the hardened 70s Beatles fans would have known this. I didn't know a thing about that till that Rarities album. I did buy that. I remember I bought it at Sayers back in 1980, the week it came out, and I'm going, and I heard the differences. I had good headphones back then, so I could hear the differences. And I'm like, I want that white album because it was the last mono album. That Yellow Submarine is a fold down in the UK. I want a white album mono.
I didn't even know about all these like pressings that everybody's talking about. Like, like
Victor, the answer is no.
Like I do respect so much Patrick Peavytail, like for his knowledge on I guess amongst different pressings of certain albums and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh man, it's very, very overwhelming. It's like just, I just want to listen to the album.
I agree with that.
Here I am.
5 versions of Dark Side of the Moon. It's like, I can't comprehend that. So
that talk about oh God, yeah. There you go. There's an example right there.
Who, me?
How many versions of that album have come out?
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Jesus, Pink Floyd is more known than one album, but I'm getting if it's not that, it's Roger's interpretation. If it's not that, it's this. It's a picture disc. Oh, spin it around. It's a holograph. It goes upside down. It's got Roger David's and Nick Mason's, and we even dug up Richard Wright and put DNA in there too. No, I don't care about any of those presses. Just give me the only one I'd be interested is the quads that we previously discussed. I want to hear that. Other than that, nope, I am not interested in any of the other million versions there are out there. Just my opinion. That's all.
I actually bought the what is it, the 30th anniversary, and apparently that's the one to go to because it's like all analog. But the funny thing is, I had that. I bought it from a guy in Ontario, and I listened to it, and I was like, okay, yeah, it sounds great. But then when the 2016s came out, I was like, oh my God, listen to this. This is even better. And then I find out that it's whatever digitally transfer or whatever it is, it's done. But I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I like it. It just sounds incredible. Sounds much better than this 30th anniversary thing. So I guess it's all perception and subjective, and I don't know, but I don't know.
That's what music is. It's subjective.
So I made some money off an analog 30th anniversary. It's like, hey, that's great.
I know I probably shouldn't touch on this topic, but considering it's current,
yeah.
God, I know I'm opening a can of worms. I'm not the first one though.
Oh no.
AI.
I'm going to talk about Jethro.
AI.
If we are, I'm out.
AI.
Oh, AI.
What do you think?
What if? Yeah, but what about it? What are you saying? You just don't agree with it, or?
Here's the thing. Okay, it really makes me nervous because now with all this, and I'm not a tech genius, but based on what I've read, the handful of stuff that AI technology, excuse me, can manipulate into making new recordings of things that didn't really exist.
Of course it can. There's a channel that makes Beatles songs like constantly. I'm subscribed to it, and they sound convincing. It's a scary thing.
Like
The Beatles
Is it necessary?
Well, everybody talking at the same time. All right, here we go.
The irony that we're talking about AI, and I'm sending AI generated images that I'm making as we speak to one of my friends, and I totally just fooled him with one and had to admit that none of that image is real. None of that is real. He's like, what the hell? I'm like, here's the site I made it on if you want to play with it. It's like, this is not right now.
Is that free, Jen?
Well, I could tell you as a guy who records.
Send it to me.
AI.
OpenAI.art.
AI has been technically around for a long, long time.
What's it called?
It's just a different way of manipulating.
I'm sorry.
So
OpenArt.ai.
The thing is with AI, it's a more convenient tool nowadays as opposed to like whatever, like 5-6 years ago. But you can, if I I can edit so much, and you would never even know that. Like I could record a whole song, just a whole thing, and you would never even think for 1 second that it's somebody else's song. It's my song, but yet I've just totally manipulated a whole bunch of edits, right, and just claimed it as my song.
Sorry.
Well, really, it's not really anything. I don't think it's really anything new.
I grew up when I did.
That's all. Anyway, there you go.
So I kept this comment up for a reason. Adding vocals to existing backing tracks. Now, but is that really AI? Now, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I did not bring the new issue of Goldmine. I got it. And Blue Oyster Cult is in there in the new issue. And they were discussing, they interviewed Buck Dharma and, oh God, my head hurts. Both of them, and they're like, okay, so how did this come about? Well, they went off and they said, okay, fine. Our engineer guy hung on to these tapes from 78 to 83, and they went and sweetened them up a little bit. They claimed that they used minor AI. Now, here's where it gets confusing to me. All right. According to what he said, was more along the lines of this comment, except also there was a little sweetening by the producer, aka he was also a band member, and he would put extra guitar or like, for example, the first single off of Ghost Stories was originally a Joe Bouchard sung number. They brought Joe back in to recut the vocal, but that to me is not AI. That's just, hey, because all these bands have done overdubs, and let's face it, that's not AI. I don't think, is it? I mean, I am so confused about this right now.
AI is John Lennon singing "Put It There."
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's an example.
We all know that was impossible because he was dead. And there was no way.
Yeah, that's what I consider AI. Or Paul singing "Beautiful."
Harrison singing Paul McCartney's "New." That was a real one that existed too.
Or Paul singing "Beautiful Boy," or Lennon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Oh boy. Yeah, right. Heard Dio on later Sabbath tracks that wasn't his for that song and etc. Like Dio getting slapped onto Headless Cross.
Do you remember when your parents used to send you outside to play?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to that? That's the problem today. They sit in the fucking basement forever. They never go outside. My son is 23 years old and doesn't want a driver's license. So I'm his cab.
I have no one to speak on this.
This stuff.
I want a driver's license. I want to be able to drive, but I can't. So.
Well, Richard, we understand.
I'm 32 years old.
My son is 23 and doesn't want to drive.
Richard, do you have an amusement park near you?
No. Oh, is that there? You hear them now? I thought they were gone. I think they're fireworks.
Richard,
what?
No. Do you have an amusement park there near you in Pennsylvania?
Well, yeah. Why?
Well, see if there's any leftover bumper cars that you could drive.
I've actually driven bumpers.
Okay,
I have done bumper cars. I have done bumper cars before.
Not sponsored by the Bumper Car Association of America.
And I always slam into everything.
Go drive in Atlanta, Georgia at rush hour. 5 lanes on either side. Oh my God.
No thanks.
Those people are incredibly crazy.
First time I experienced that outside of Chicago was St. Louis. And I could tackle St. Louis. I could even tackle Milwaukee. I had no problem with those two. Kansas City was a little, but Chicago, no. I don't want to do that ever again.
Chicago, oh my gosh. With all the construction barrels? Damn.
Yeah. Kennywood Park for Richard.
Yeah,
go there and go get
your said that. Yeah, who said that? They must know, but they must know Pittsburgh.
See,
Speak of AI and how quick it is. Will Arnett in bumper cars. I just made it in like 2 seconds. That's why I'm like, this is how fast and easy it is now.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
Michael
Did you
brings
go
up a good
to
point.
Catch fries?
Yeah, but see, actually, Michael does bring up a good point. I used to, I had a old, it was a, well, I guess synthesizer. It's called a Korg 01W. And what I used to do was I used to like manually step record. So what I would do is I would just, I would record drum tracks or bass tracks. So really, if you think about it, if you really want to go back, really hip hop and rap are really
Are you like
doing the exact same. They were doing it a long, long time ago. So all AI is really doing, as I said before, it's just more convenient now. That's really all it is. They're virtually doing the exact same thing. It's not really new. Like it's new technology in the sense of, like I said, being more convenient, but like it's still the same premise. Like you're doing the exact same thing. You're just copying something. You're just moving this to this and moving to that to that. That's it.
So good or bad, rumor or truth, the first time I ever heard of the and it was correctly or incorrectly spouted out of Paul McCartney's mouth that AI was at least minorly used in the Now and Then song.
Oh, sure.
Now, what I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. I'm just saying from what I read. And if that is the case, okay, so I know a bunch of you people out there are probably going to go off and go psycho. When I heard that song,
cool.
when I heard the song on iHeartRadio, which they premiered it at noon, whatever the first day that came out, so I stopped and pulled over. I pulled over into a parking lot so I could listen to this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the song, I was underwhelmed. And I'm just sitting here and I'm going, okay.
Bravo.
I'm still glad the song's there, but I'm underwhelmed. I would have rather had
and the video. I thought the video was shit.
I
that cheesy.
I made a whole video about
cheesy.
how bad I thought the video was.
I mean, all these things of John Lennon going, like, what the fuck is that?
Like, what is this?
Yeah.
They look like an asshole. Stop.
They look like flippers. They didn't even look like hands.
No, man.
Didn't they take that Lennon part from the Hello Goodbye video?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's where that was from. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm not a Beatle hater. It's just that song, the way it was done. I heard the demo on YouTube. Anybody could have heard the demo on YouTube. I would have rather heard that. And it's been out. If I remember correctly, the box set, the anthology had that back in 20-something years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they should have done it. And just because George got pissed, and I think he only did one guitar pass. So you're talking about they were stretching it.
Yes.
In my eyes, they were stretching it.
And that's why Paul tried to do a slide guitar that sounded like George, but wasn't George.
No, because George had feeling.
Damn it, I want Carnival of Light. I don't give a shit if it sounds like shit. I want to hear it.
I do too.
Richard, add that to McCartney's letter.
Do it. Make it happen, Richard.
If I put stuff in there, I want it's gonna be all stuff. It's gonna be all solo stuff. It's not gonna be Beatles stuff.
Hey, Richard, why is it we only see
But
like
it's a PS.
9.25 of your head? What's up with that?
Because I'm holding the phone with my hand. Because I'm holding the phone with my hand.
Need something else.
Bring it over a little bit.
I think the problem with and it's not just Now and Then. I think it's just music in general is that we're so easy to criticize and judge, but people really don't understand. Most people, I shouldn't say all people. Most people don't really realize what it actually involves, like just the songwriting process, and also just putting it all together, mixing, engineering it. You know, that it's a very, very painful process. So yes, I mean, I mean, I don't know. I love the Beatles, so anything they put out, I'm more than likely I'm going to be a fan of. I love
Darren,
that.
you're
I thought it was
absolutely
great.
correct. Okay, in your assessment, you're correct. All right, but here's okay now, Darren. None of my business for any of you people out here up here or in the panel. How many years have you people been collecting music? It doesn't even have to be records. How many years have you been buying music out from the public? Okay.
Almost 40 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've been buying.
So I know all of us are grains of sand in the damn earth. Okay. But we're the buyers. All right. If the music's going to get released to the public,
That's fair.
I think the public should have some sort of a say. Of course, the companies don't give a shit.
I agree. I do agree with that.
Now, I will say there is not all record companies are crap, but like, okay, when I was a kid, so I was a teenager, when Rhino Records came out and made those beautiful comps. Oh my God. And it wasn't just the Monkees. They did a lot of great comps. They cared about the fans. And they knew, fine, we're going to put some hits here that you guys know, but we're going to throw a B-side. We're going to throw an unreleased. It was a right mix. They knew. They gave a shit. Rhino gave a shit before they got bought out by Warner. So, I mean, I'm just throw that for an example. I think that's what it really should be, is more of a community between, like I think the companies, and they're not going to do it, but and I know I'm maybe being ridiculous. The companies need to allow a feedback channel from the fans.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, the record company can reject it or accept it partial or reject it partial and go, so-and-so's got a good idea. How many people? And they could count it up all you want. And they're like, you know what? And then here's another fun thing. The company can go off and go, we're considering this. Which track do you like better? This or this? And give you a 20 to 30-second clip. Which one would you rather see? I think that could happen.
Yeah, I would too.
Well, they kind of do that.
Maybe
anyway.
I'm being ridiculous. I don't know.
I think so.
Well, but they've already been doing that like for years and years. I mean, like radio pretty much set the tone.
Radio's been controlled.
So for radio DJ says, okay, look, we like this song. We're going to back it up. Like say you're doing like Heart of Glass by Blondie, just for example, right?
Yeah.
Say you do that and you put that out, now they're going to say, okay, well, how many of our listeners, how many people are gravitating towards it? So they really do kind of do that anyway. They're just doing it in sort of like I was going to say in an indirect way, but that's actually not true. It's actually direct because it's radio, it's broadcast. So they have been doing it. It's just that now it's just, like I said, I think it's just a lot more easier to critique because, especially now, like with the advent of, internet and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it's always been that way, like since right from the get-go. I don't think I think the fact that you can sort of manipulate, and I hate to use the word manipulate, but it is true. The fact that you can manipulate people's minds and get them going, put a certain song in people's minds, I think that's, I don't know. I think that's a form of manipulation technically, but it works. They want you to listen to this song. Yes, it is a business, but at the end of the day, it either sells or it doesn't. It doesn't matter what song it is.
Jeff is raising his hand.
Yes, Trailer Trash, you're raising your hand.
Yes. Okay. Psycho, I'm going to send you one of my band's original songs called "Threw It Away."
Yeah, I'll listen to that
Awesome.
later.
I'm going to send it to you. I haven't sent you this one yet. But when we went to the studio and recorded, we did all this stuff live. Okay. Then when we went and did the vocals, we wanted to be like the Beatles and double track the vocals. Do you know how hard it is to double track a vocal and make it match?
No.
Oh my God,
pretty hard.
Very hard.
It took a long time because the guy that produced it wanted to what we're going to do is, we have a machine that can it'll do it for us. We're like, no, we want to do it live. You know, and man, that took us forever and a day.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So I'm so glad we grew up when we grew up.
That's right.
I'm curious, Jeff, what year was that? Do you remember that?
When we did that, it was
Yes.
1989.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
Just curious.
And it was,
Yeah, I still have to listen to the thing you sent me, Jeff.
oh yeah, I sent Richard our version of the Twitch from the Flintstones. I sent that to Jen too.
Oh, that's what that was.
We have a ball. You know, we only have 45 minutes as an opening act. So what we would do is we would throw like two covers in there, like something nobody would expect. So we did "Time to Change" by the Brady Bunch. We did the Fat Albert theme song. We did Scooby Doo.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, but Jeff, don't you appreciate that process doing it back then as opposed to what you could do now? I mean,
I did because it took so much work, and you appreciate what the Beatles did in their early career.
And
like,
plus
wow.
two, it's people forget too. It's a tremendous amount of talent that is needed to do that, to make that process happen. You know, like now it's just so easy. I could just hit a button. All I have to do is hit the start button and hit record, and then boom, I got a song just like that, and people would love it. Whereas, you know, I like to sit down at the piano and actually just work out the chords, work out the melody and stuff like that. Now, all you have to do, like I said, all you have to do is just
when you listen to that song. When you listen to that song, you'll hear the mistakes that we make.
Yeah,
and I love that. I love hearing flaws.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Michael says, to my ears, Apple Music has improved to the point that lossless Apple digital masters are distinguishable from the SACD-S versions of Asia and Animals 2018 I have.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It does fit Pepper.
I would like to get that SACD of Animals. I have the vinyl, but I would really like to get the new Blu-ray that's come out. That'd be really cool to have.
Let's try to guess, because the Beatles channel on Sirius
is
going to 100 countdown. So let's see what's going to be number one. Hey Jude again.
You know it'll be Imagine.
Imagine. That's not even a Beatles song.
Number one will be More Moose and the Grey
Hey
Goose.
Jude and Let It Be. For the love of God, stop. All my favorite songs are at the bottom from Beatles for Sale, because everybody is a Beatles fan thinks that album is complete shit.
I don't think it's an album.
I don't.
I love that.
Number one will be The Adventures of Bungalow Bill.
I wish.
I love Bungalow Bill.
I know, I do too. I'm just teasing, but I don't know why. I just after I heard it, because I played the White Album maybe a few weeks back, and I'm just like, for some reason in my head it was like, I didn't do whoever did that, but I was like, Bungalow Bill. And you know, another one that I like off of there for some reason that was ear candy for a while, Savoy Truffle. I don't know what it is about that damn song. But I was like, and I was just like, Savoy Truffle. And they're like, what are you singing? And I'm like, shut up. Don't worry about it.
I know my buddy's like, that's a piece of shit. I said, you write a song.
Yeah, exactly. The piece of shit that the Beatles roll out, guess what? It gets to be a hit. And they know that the songs that they don't want to record, they send them to the other bands. And guess what? 9 out of 10 of them got a damn hit. So,
and I like Wild Honey Pie too. I don't give a shit. I think it's great.
That is a little old-timey. I'll admit that bit. You know what I think of Wild Honey Pie to me, old-timey, is like Birds, Bees, Monkeys, Magnolia, Sims.
Hey,
it's that feeling. It's that feeling. And I'm just like, I don't mind it, especially when me, idiot, dumb kid, is like, I thought the skipping was like, I got a bad copy, when I'm like, oh, no, wait a minute. Okay, I get it.
Oh, I had it on CD and I thought the same.
I'm like, what's wrong with my record? And they're like, no, it's intentional, jackass. I'm like, oh.
Hey,
you know what's a really, really cool song? And hopefully, Paul or anybody, actually, Beatles, anybody. the song that I know was on the what do you call it, the art, not the archives, the
Anthology?
anthology, right? It was Real Love, but the version that I love so much is the intro to John Lennon's Imagine documentary or whatever.
I do
When
like
it's
that one.
going over the his home, and it's just him, just on acoustic, just all the little girls and boys. That I just love that so much.
Or his acoustic version of "Beautiful Boy" is incredible.
Yeah.
All he needs is just a guitar and him singing. And
that's it.
It's incredible. It's like, man.
Actually, I have a CP70 Electric Grand, which is what was played on the Beautiful Boy. It's a great sound of piano. That song is so beautiful, Beautiful Boy. It's amazing. It's
in a musical parallel universe, the Beatles are all still around.
Yeah,
and every couple of years they do new material. But every year you have all of them do solo stuff, and then every couple of years they come back and do a single, and then they disappear and come back.
I want to live in that alternate universe.
That would be
Me too. And the monkeys are all still alive.
Yes. Bring me back, Nesmith, please.
That would be the perfect world because you still get Paul solo stuff, and then you still get Beatles to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know what's weird is that
it's not in that parallel universe.
I wish the monkeys would have went to the Hall of Fame before 3 of them died.
No shit. I really thought they were going to go after Davey died.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
I don't think they're ever going to.
You're right. It's bullshit. You're right.
Yep.
I hope I'm wrong. I don't think they're ever going to go in. I hope I'm wrong.
I hope I'm wrong too, but at this point, it's like there's only one left, and the one that wanted to see it happen the most badly is gone. So what's the point now?
Right. The monkeys. Paul Revere and the Raiders. They needed to beat you in a long time ago.
Herman Hermits is never going to. I would like to see them be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they're never going to go. But they're never going to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, but we'll put Eminem in.
I agree. I'm not arguing with you. I agree with you. I'm not arguing with you.
About that.
Heard about this. But I also heard that somebody was mentioning that they were like, of all the interview people you could have got for a talking head, there was some young guy. I don't remember who the hell it was, but some people were already bitching about that. I didn't get to see the documentary, so I couldn't tell you. Piano version was the final version of Real Love. Don't do Disney anymore. It was his dog, Martha. Martha, my dear.
Martha, my dear.
2005, I took the kids to go see Paul McCartney in Atlanta, Georgia. And he did Mother Nature's Son, and I cried.
I cried
it was incredible. It was just him with his acoustic guitar. It was great.
Oh, that was the O2 tour. That was the O2 tour.
05.
I saw him in 02 and 05. So.
You didn't know 5, so I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Michael makes a good point. After listening to the bonus tracks from Let It Be and Abbey Road, the tracks that ended up on solo albums, they were on during those albums. What would have been on the next Beatle album? And you know what? That would have been a real good quiz question. I think that would have been quite interesting for whatever would have came out in 71 or 72. Badfinger should have been in a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
John wanted to do another album. But who put the kibosh on it? I think it was Mr. McCartney that put the kibosh on that.
Cher is a liar. So in other words, she don't believe. Well, let's face it. She was a gypsy, tramp, and thief. But it says here she said she never go to Hall, but now she's going because they picked her.
I don't care.
What's
the
she
ghost
lying?
of Sonny.
What's she lying about? I don't understand.
How she originally said she never wanted any part of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and yet all of a sudden now she's inducted and she's accepting it. So they're calling her a
Sonny Bono hologram.
Okay.
The Monkeys are in the Fans Hall of Fame, of course. Yes, we all
should be in there because he's the one that made that person.
Well, I love Cher, so
I love her too. It's funny.
I could have seen Instant Karma and Maybe I'm Amazed on that next Beatle album. You are right.
Yeah.
I think they would have gotten All Things Must Pass, would have been on that next album finally. Either that, or could you imagine the Beatles doing a killer version of What Is Life, even though they would have still maybe done the Spectorized production? because
think about what that would sound like. That'd be so kick-ass.
well, you're so close though, Jen, because what we found out, George and Ringo were on there along with everybody else. But I read an interesting article that John might have been on third guitar
Really?
on that official record. So all you're missing is Paul, and that's see, yeah. My list. Maybe I'm amazed. That would be something. Imagine, give me some truth, my sweet Lord. All things must pass, and Coochie.
Coochie. Oh, that was great.
The hell is that last one?
Let's see
love
what
for Ringo though. No love for Ringo though.
It don't come easy.
Okay, yeah.
It don't come easy.
It don't come easy with the B-side being "What Is Life."
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun. That would have been fun. I like this game. We're all musical armchair quarterbacks, but who gives a shit? It's fun to guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Michael Nolan did a great video on 100 bands that should be. Did you? Did you, Mike? I'm gonna have to look at that. 100 bands. Shit.
Grand Funk Railroad should be in there too, but they're not.
Grand Funk should be in there. That's right.
Grand Funk should be in.
How come
they were an American band that looked like a man?
Right.
I can think a ton that should be in there.
Rolling Stone didn't like them, so that's why they're not in.
Well, Rolling Stone can suck a bunch fatty.
Oh,
that didn't come out right. I screwed that up.
Wow, getting all dirty and shit.
Well, I am psycho, you know.
Well,
it's part of the name.
Oh, you don't have the filter anymore with the beard.
Ringo's got the filter. Ringo's got one song, George 2. Yeah, that would probably also be correct. Beatles 70.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Late 70 after the Hey Jude to give him some time. Beatles 70.
I wish they would have did take a break, everybody do solo material and come back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, did you hate each other that bad? Really?
I don't think so.
I don't think
let it be. I mean, not let it be. Get Back suggests that they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the fans would have disliked him less if they did that plan. Got together, couple years, solo, The 73 Red and Blue album would have been perfect. That would have given them, hey, take off 73, maybe even part of 74. We'll see you in 75. That would have kept them busy. Everybody could have done their own damn thing. And they still maybe would have been happy. And they wouldn't have had to do an album. Just screw it. We got a new single. Here it is. Some shit like that.
Stay away from each other for a couple of years and then come back.
Ollie, why aren't you sharing?
I was about to type in the chat. Ollie, you need to share.
Took over the line,
I would try.
Jesus.
I want That's Blue right now. That's what I want.
T-Rex and Thin Lizzy are two most deserved Rock Hall nods. You're correct.
They are.
Yep, I agree with that too.
You know what? Sarah? Is that what you're saying? I don't know what I'm not good with that. I don't.
It's a great song. It's a great song by Ringo, and it's so underrated.
Yeah.
It's called. It was written by Paul and Linda. It's 6 o'clock.
Oh, I love that song.
That is I just love that song so much. It's just so good.
No, to the Disco Beatle album. No.
Yes,
because the only one that would come close is Good Night Tonight.
Make it happen. That would be fun.
Yeah, I mean, we need a Disco Beatles single. Not gonna happen.
Love songs could go in there easy.
I mean, I think they could make anything sound good, so they probably could have done it.
I bet they could have.
An extended 12-inch or silly love songs.
You said.
I could have sworn I thought they did. I can envision them together through 71. After that, not so much. Yeah, like I said, I mean, we're all being psycho killer. I love that song, but I think still Once in a Lifetime is my favorite. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful, same as it ever was.
I love watching reaction videos where people watch that for the first time.
You guys are giving me this great playing these songs again.
Well, it is true. ELO did dabble in disco. Don't bring me down.
That's what I'm saying. Fine.
Well, maybe they could have. I
You
guess
gotta
that's a good
slow
point.
down, sweet talking woman.
I mean, Ringo and John both
Copyright.
partied at Studio 54. There's no reason there should not have been a Beatles disco thing. I'm just saying.
Hey, can I mention something? Can Ringo stop like recording or letting people like Steve Lukather write songs for him, please?
Like specifically Steve Lukather. Fuck off, Steve Lukather. Like
His
we're
songs.
enough
Hey,
of.
this is
Now, why do you?
here's
Send
the-
out a letter, Richard. Fuck Steve
Here,
Lucas.
I'm gonna keep on going with this one. I am tired of hearing Ringo Starr do songs like
That sound exactly the freaking same that are completely unmemorable because Steve keeps writing them. Yes, this. That's I'm like, no, I co-sign on this 100%.
My friend
Well, I think
John.
he can.
and my
I think
friend
he can
Paul.
repeat.
Shut
I
the
think he
fuck up.
can.
For the love of God, stop it.
I think he could do peace songs no matter who writes them. So it doesn't.
That's fine if they at least are memorable, but the Steve Lukather ones all sound
agree,
exactly
yeah.
the damn same. They are not memorable. Even like within
Hey.
30 minutes of listening to one, I don't remember what the hell I just
Richard.
listened to.
Richard, I've been on this earth for 54 years now, and this peace and love shit, it's not flying with anybody. It's not. It's not. Stop
I
it.
can. Yeah. I mean,
Stop it. Okay, I'm tired of it. Stop.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. I think no matter who writes
You
the
live and
song,
learn, man.
Ernesto brings
Me
up
with a black eye going, stop it, get some help.
Ernesto brings up a good point. The question is, could have the Beatles survived the 80s? And would they have been able to write a good 80s song? Now, that's a good, valid question, Ernesto. But let me throw just a little bit out there.
Well, maybe.
Cloud 9. Cloud 9 was a damn good record. I thought most of it was.
It was.
So I think some of that material. I don't know about Ringo. Ringo was a little shaky at that time. But you know, it's too bad. Like Weight of the World was '92 instead of in the '80s, because
Yeah,
I
who
could have
wrote-
seen that being a great
Yeah,
Beatles
Paul. And
song.
who wrote that? Paul, who wrote that song? Mark Hudson.
Uh-huh.
You were gonna say
I'm just saying.
Jeff, I'm not saying I like.
And Ringo
Jeff, I'm
did
not
that
saying I
song.
like or
fucking
dislike the
awesome.
the Mark Hudson years were my favorite of Ringo's, hands down. So
Jeff, I'm not saying I like or dislike the peace and love thing. I'm just saying no matter who writes the songs, I think he's always going to squeeze it in.
Victor brings up a very good point, because for Zeppelin, all right, in Through the Outdoor, for some people, it's the sore thumb of the whole entire Zepp catalog. I don't think so. I just think it's different. And if it wasn't for Page's heroin use getting more and Bonham's getting more, okay, it was a Plant Jones centric LP, but they still had some killer cuts. But yes, if John didn't die from his own vomit and Zeppelin came back in 81, 82, I think it would have been back to being a Page Bonham centric record, and it would have kicked ass. That's my opinion anyway. But once again, musical armchair quarterback. Chen, I have to apologize to you for dissing your Jesus Christ Superstar singing.
well, thank you.
Time Takes Time was years in the making, and it's a hell of a song.
Notice I have not done a single other one since that day. So
that record in general is one of Ringo's best. And yes, Mark Hudson, of course, some of the knack. You've got all kinds of fun in there, and that is why it's a great pop record. I really believe that. And I know some people are going to go, Psycho, what the hell? Vertical Man, most of it.
I love that album.
If you got the Best Buy, you went there and you got a bonus 3 song.
And I'm still mad that I don't have those 3 songs.
For one of the songs, it was 2/3 of the Stray Cats.
Really?
And I think on another one there was a Doobie Brother. But the point is, those 3 songs that were the bonus should have been on the damn album, and they should have went and got rid of the version of Drift Away. Sorry, we didn't need that. And 2 other ones. And the 3 bonus tracks should have been on there. It would have been a above average LP for
That's
Vertical
like
Man.
Egypt Station. Egypt
I
Station's
like Egypt Station. I feel attacked right now.
I was just going to say that, Jeff. I was just going to say that.
The Egypt Station outtakes were way better than the songs that appeared on the album.
Every song, yeah.
Especially
I know
Back
what
in Brazil.
Ollie's talking
Back
about.
in
That's
Brazil
that.
is a piece of shit. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
that,
Whatever.
Back in Brazil. Did you say back in Brazil?
that Chips
I don't
Moment
even want
album.
to hear. I don't even want to hear about that song. I don't want to even hear about that song, Jeff.
Look, this is coming from a Paul McCartney fan, okay?
Wait a minute.
He's my hero.
Wait a minute.
He's my hero. But
Wait a minute.
Oh wow,
Dang
Look
it!
at
Come
that.
on, computer.
that's cool.
Okay? See? There's
That's
this
pretty
album
sad there,
that's
Jeff.
here.
Ooh,
Nice.
love it.
Then you flip it over.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
look at that! Holy crap, man!
Oh my god, look at all the everything.
Oh, come on, Jeff. Come on, Jeff. That's just AI. That's
I
AI.
wish I was such a pussy. I would have a cool link like that.
That is cool. That is cool.
Yay!
Now,
I like
hey,
that.
I'm a
And that was the
McCartney
trailer
fan,
trash
but when-
tattoo time.
I'm just saying, I'm a McCartney fan to the bone. But when he
Yeah.
does something like shit, I'm gonna fucking say it.
McCartney 3, strong E EP.
I agree. Listen, everybody thinks I worship him, and I'm never. But I've criticized him before, and nobody ever acknowledges. They just say, "Oh, you like him. You'll never say he did anything." I've said he did stuff I didn't like before.
Richard, Tiny Tim's better singer than Michael Jackson. Prove me wrong.
No!
No.
Look at the
I
Look at
will
the-
fight
look at
you
the-
with
look
my
at the-
ukulele. No, no Tiny Tim.
I didn't like
look
Tiptoe
at
Through
the
the Tulips.
record sales. Look at the record sales.
Tiny Tim, Hall of Fame worthy. Next episode.
I met him. I met Tiny Tim in 1990.
Claire, are you serious right now?
Really? That would be
I
cool.
love
Now we have to
I
hear
love
the story.
Tiny Tim.
He had a suit on that was made of newspaper. It was awesome.
Tiptoe through the
Did
tulips.
you say newspaper?
Were you
Well,
there
maybe-
at that show that he like
What the
died
fuck is
during?
newspaper? Yeah.
I'm just making shit up. Ernesto says you need Michael Jackson on the other one now.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I'm making the AI right like the night that Paul met freaking Michael Jackson. So I mean,
Oh,
See, I'm not gonna lie.
no, that's my best friend. I was spamming her screenshots of this last night.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. If I was a tattoo,
I want to see that. I want to see that.
if I was a tattoo person, I could
I
not.
apologize.
I could not have Michael Jackson on my right arm. And you know why, ladies and gentlemen? Oh God, here it comes. You know why, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, no,
Because
wait a
it'd be
second.
really
Here it
difficult to beat it.
Here it comes.
I knew it. I knew where he was going.
Everybody's like, ah, the 21 people. Oh shit, he went there.
That's
Don't you
just
know you're gonna spank your monkey?
You're right. It is a metal song. When I get to the bottom, I can touch.
Go
My
back to the
cruise version sucked. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Oh Lord.
Tiny Tim did make it to the
left hand,
He
so
got married. I love
love
Can't
Prince.
Fight Lightning. That song, if you've never heard that song, it's Ringo and Paul and their wives. That's what it is. I love it, and he's rattling sheet music for the lightning, for the thunder. I'm like, this is great. I just heard it last night. I just tripped on it because I
So
sent it to
that would have-
Shenanigan.
So
Because we
that
have
would
bad
have
storms.
Linda. That would have had that was Linda, right? That would have been Linda, right?
Mhm.
Trucker's a lefty. And
Shut
Michael
up before I
Jackson was
put on
bad.
Susie and the Red Stripes.
Yeah, I agree with you. He was bad, but he was bad in a good way.
Who? Michael Jackson?
Bad, but was he dangerous?
I should have known better.
No, never mind. Never mind.
How flat. I tried.
No, it's just my
I
singing.
got it. I got it. But
I knew you got it.
yeah. But I figured somebody was gonna write in the comments and make it a thing.
They
So-
did.
maybe on
Yeah.
Paul, if you ever allow this, maybe I'll I'll hop on the piano and we'll start going through some Beatles and really kind of crazy stuff. Like really, yeah, because it's like somebody mentioned in the chat. It was mentioned Martha, My Dear, and I was like, God, I used to play that song over and over and over again. And then somebody mentioned maybe I'm Amazed, and I was like, God, I used to play that too. It's like, man, great songs. Just songs I'd totally forgotten about, but I used to play back in the day. Yeah.
I'm burnt out on I'm not burnt out on Maybe I'm Amazed only because whenever I play it, I always have to play it live, so I'm always kind of burnt. I'm not burnt out on it. I'm burnt out on the sort of standing there.
Yeah, I can't deal with Obla Di Obla Da and Maxwell Silver Hammer.
I love Maxwell, but I agree about Obla Di Obla Da.
I love Maxwell Silver Hammer.
I just, I mean.
And apparently they recorded it on my play, so.
I don't like Maxwell Silver Hammer, but it's for a personal reason.
Well, now you can't just lead us in with like a cliffhanger.
All right. My Aunt Maxine and my cousin Holly were bludgeoned to death from.
Oh shit!
From Maxine's grandson.
Oh crap!
With the hammer.
Okay, now I feel bad for Frank.
That's why I cannot listen to that song.
That's a very good reason. Holy shit!
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
That was freaking horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Sorry.
But let's get past that.
I'm sorry about that.
Guys, we have almost hit 3 hours again. I did not expect this, to be honest with
here
you.
Comes Paul going, we're gonna have to cut this off now.
What's that?
We got to cut this off now.
Yeah, pretty much here. What's everyone's super band members? Elton John, John Lennon, Pete Townsend, Phil Collins. We could save that for another episode, actually, because boy, oh boy, could we do that. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, so Wednesday, the homework is 5 albums that you really like. You want people to go. And it could be stuff we've known before, but who cares? 5 albums.
Could be stuff we've known before.
Doesn't matter what genre. 5 albums, and I will get Darren. Go and please look on Facebook, Paul Pease. You'll see like a family reunion photo with me in the middle, and then like me or message me or something. Okay, so that you're in the loop.
I kind of came on the scene, like I guess with YouTube, probably about 6 or 7 months ago. But before that, I was doing a lot of just album reviews. So I mean, if you think I'm long-winded here, like talking in person, I'm even more long-winded in my reviews. So but I love talking about because every album tells a story. So I love talking about it. So yeah, Paul, I'll definitely look you up. Sorry, you have to. So sorry. What's your how do
Paul Pease, Pease. Michael pulls out a good point here. McCartney has always had trouble, choosing his, singles 6 years after he recorded. Maybe I'm Amazed on that good old triple Wings Over America live version hits number 10 6 years after it'd been out. Well, I mean, hey, at least it worked. I like that version too.
It was nice meeting you, Darren. I've seen you on Rachel and other people's streams. I've never talked to you. So it was nice meeting you too.
Good to see you. That's great. Yeah, I really do love talking like this stuff. Like
so.
I mean, I know. Usually with all these streams, technically, somehow it always kind of goes back to the Beatles. But you know what? I love it. I love talking about them, and I mean, they're the best songwriters of all time. I mean, you can't deny it.
So here we're gonna go here, okay? Thank you, Michael. Honestly, that's kind words
I'd go on another stream, but my phone's dying. So
everybody sub to everybody's channels here on YouTube and Michael's too. And I'm really glad that the riffraff kind of got bored.
Yeah.
They eventually do. You just gotta wait them out.
Yes, thank you very much. I love everybody that's up here, seriously, and we have such great chemistry. I think they're right. But here's the thing. So Jen, I'm getting off of here in a minute. Everybody go to Jen's. She's gonna do 3 more hours, and it's gonna be all Beatles and Monkeys and whatever else she wants to throw there, and maybe I'll go and watch.
I might.
All right, so Wednesday, I don't know when yet, guys, but Wednesday we will roll the top 5 in our opinion, or well, not top 5, but 5 favorite albums. And I love you guys. Have a great kick-ass
Bye, guys.
week. Take care.
Take it
Bye.
easy.
Bye.
Ta-ta.
All the best.
And Novice Nick says drop a link.